Hello everyone and welcome along to the Sports Corner Watch Along Live. We are back once again for a La Liga game this time. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff, technically a 3:15 kickoff, as Sevilla take on Real Madrid. The game is going to kick off in about a minute or two time, and joining me for this game today is Kieren D, as always. How are we doing, buddy?
We're doing good. I'm ready to watch some La Liga.
Something different this week. So, we haven't done a Liga game for quite a while. In fact, the last La Liga game I did was the El Clasico a few weeks ago, and I thought, well, let's give it a try. Let's do a game. By the way, we're going to go through the lineups in a second. If you see us looking down quite a bit, we are trying to keep up to date. We've had, well, specifically my team's score, and now obviously Man United.
It's 2-0, Josh.
Ah, dear, that's a shame. But we're not going to be keeping up to date with Rotherham United because we're shite. But what we are going to look at is the two teams very quickly, because this game is about to kick off. We thought we'd leave it just before kick-off, so we don't have to really talk much for 15 minutes. But as you can see, 4-3-3 for Sevilla today. Bono is back. He had an injury. He's back now for them. About four of Alex Vidal, Diego Carlos Koundé and Navas. Midfield three of Rakitic, Fernando and Joan Jordan. And then a front three of Campos, De Jong and Munier. And then the away side today, as you can see on your screen now, 4-3-3 for Real Madrid. Courtois in goal. Back four of Mendy, Nacho, Varane and Vasquez. Midfield three of Cruz, Casemiro and Modric. And then up top is Benzema in the middle. And the two Brazilians, Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo. I mean, Kieren, when you look at these two sides, Sevilla right now in really good form. It was a couple of weeks ago that they were lingering towards the relegation area, but they're doing very well indeed. Real Madrid, their last result, of course, was the 2-0 defeat to Shakhtar. Just how crucial is this game for Zinedine Zidane in terms of the title race?
I think it's crucial for both teams because Sevilla need to bounce back from that absolute drubbing they got in the week by Chelsea. And like you said, Real Madrid do need to bounce back from the Shakhtar result, of course, to get back in the title race and kind of put a foothold in. They've got probably their best side out of both teams tonight. Should be a good game, and I'm looking forward to it, as always when you watch two teams like this.
Hopefully so. It should be a very good game indeed. Very excited for it. The game is going to kick off in just a moment's time. Looking forward to this game indeed. As you perfectly said, two teams that are not necessarily struggling. Sevilla doing very well, but in the Champions League, both teams lost. For Real Madrid right now, it seems like a horror show at the club. You know, Zidane's under a lot of pressure. They've been struggling a little bit in the Liga. Sevilla doing quite different. They're doing quite well. They've got 2 extra game in hands. Do you think maybe today could be a defining factor in whether Zidane has a job next week or not?
I mean, it's a very good point. I think it's similar to Joachim Low in a certain aspect of his best days are behind him. And I might be eating my words after they beat Sevilla 4-0 here today, but it's not necessarily the league performance, although they are not doing that well. But when I watch them in Europe, and they've been beaten twice by a Shakhtar team that's been dispatched by Borussia Mönchengladbach 2 times, and no disrespect to Shakhtar, but they're not really one of the superpowers in European football. Either. They're just a very mediocre side that they get into the Champions League because their league's so just not competitive at all. But fair play to Shakhtar on the fact that they are beating Real Madrid, the Liga champions. I don't think they'll win the league this year, Real Madrid.
It's quite an interesting one, isn't it? Because you look at the two big teams in Barcelona and Real Madrid, and neither team looks like they're going to go and win it this season. Of course, Barcelona's struggling quite a bit. Real Madrid not looking as consistent as they usually used to. If we're kind of saying both of those teams the outsiders, as we've already got a chance here in the game.
How has he missed that?
How has he missed that? My lord, it was a big opportunity for Vinicius Jr. He's right side in the near post, Kieren.
It should have been a goal. Great work by Rodrigo down the right-hand side. Just a ball into the box, and it's a simple one for Vinicius Jr. He's just coming across it. He should really score that from that angle, I think.
I wouldn't even say that's an awkward angle at the near post. You know, there's some situations where players get chances in fairly awkward positions, but that, I think any striker would put that into the back of the net, or even any winger, pretty much.
I think he took the coward's way out. I think he could have even laid it back to Benzema on the edge of the 6-yard box, and I think Sevilla would have been 1-0 down already. But they've had a good start so far, Real Madrid. Only about a minute and a half in, so we'll see if they can keep it up. But like you were saying, Josh, the La Liga title race this season, Barcelona, Real Madrid not doing that well. Could we see a different winner this time? Maybe an Atletico Madrid or a Sevilla.
Well, it's interesting because I think there's a few very good looking teams right now. Atletico Madrid have looked fairly decent at points. Villarreal have looked formidable at times. The team that's leading the league, Sociedad, they've looked very good at certain points.
Very good.
It'd be nice to see a different winner this season, and I think Real Madrid, Barcelona, they've got a lot of tough games coming up again. They're going to have to face each other. I think at the beginning of the new year. As I said, I don't think either of them is going to win the title, and I think for La Liga fans, it's quite exciting knowing that we could potentially have somebody different, and maybe somebody even new winning the league.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to see. I mean, Sociedad have enjoyed a really good start to the season. Of course, Mikel Oyarzabal on absolute fire at the moment, but I think it's quite similar to the Premier League in terms of there's not really a front runner really. There's no one really leading the pack. They're all quite close together, especially after Everton dropped points again today as well.
Yeah, it's very close in the Premier League, and it's very close here as well because with the way that the league season started, there's a couple of teams that have still got 2 games in hand to play because of their original run in the Champions League or Europa League last season. So of course Sevilla, Barcelona, Real Madrid. 3 teams that have got extra games in hand. Atletico as well have got extra games in hand too. But Chris in the stream says, "Hi lads, hope you're well. I'm watching my local team Carlisle away to Bradford on iFollow. Thank you very much as always for joining us, Chris. How are you doing? And hopefully things go well for Carlisle, because certainly things aren't going well for Rotherham, are they right now? But Real Madrid are coming on the attack here. It's a bright early start from the away side, and Vinicius Junior tries to dance his way into the box on the left wing, but some very good defending there at the back from Sevilla.
Yeah, I mean, it's been quite a lively start to the game. Just before that, Sevilla broke forward for the first time. They look sharp to Sevilla. Real Madrid have got to be wary of that, but it's been a decent start, hasn't it? 3 minutes or so in. It's
been a very good start indeed, and usually when these two sides come up against each other, they're quite feisty affairs. I think I saw a stat early where, in fact, I'm going to stop for a second because Real Madrid are coming into the box again. This time it's a run from Ferland Mendy. On the left wing, going to play it into the middle towards Casemiro, goes for a long range effort, and well, we've seen some one-hit wonders from Casemiro in the past, but it wasn't too far off with that one, was it?
Well, it was one of them that it was either going into the top corner or a few yards wide, and unfortunately it's gone a few yards wide because that would have been an absolute peach of a goal if that had gone in. The curly got on the ball, and you knew he was going to hit it from the moment he got it on the about 25 or so yards out.
Just needed a little bit more curl on the shot. There's a mistake at the back there from Bono. And oh my lord, how was that not ended in the back of the net? Unbelievable.
Back in the team after the injury. And he's almost just cost his side a goal because threw it literally straight out of Vinicius, kicked it straight out of Vinicius Junior, parried it straight back to Benzema, who somehow didn't score. What a chance for Real Madrid again.
Well, I mean, we're just seeing it again here now, and I cannot believe that's not in the back of the net. Anybody like Benzema should be putting it into the back of the net, but I think there's just a slight touch on the ball. I think it's from Diego Carlos, who's just able to clear it off the line.
He's done well there defending, and Bono almost dropped it straight back to Vinicius Junior there, but
Jesus,
it was good pressing from Vinicius Junior and Benzema to make the opportunity in the first place. I mean, they've started quite well, Real Madrid, on the front foot, and Sevilla have to be wary of that, as I said earlier.
Very, very nervy start from Sevilla indeed. As I said, usually these games are fairly tight when the two sides come up against each other. In fact, as I was saying earlier before Bono nearly smashed it into his own goal, there was, I think, a stat where it was for the last 6 games, Sevilla have had, 6 goals, not games. 3 of their goals has come in the 90th minute or above, so do expect maybe a couple of big chances at the end of this match for Sevilla. But
that's what we like to see, Josh. Goals at the end.
Late drama. Well, usually with us, we get goals, and
we do.
We could have already had 2 here for Real Madrid, and we could have had 3, to be honest, in the first 6 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, Real Madrid should really be at least 1-0 up or so.
Yeah, it's been a very decent start for them indeed. Peter's in the chat says, Jordan Andre want to know, how are you lads doing?
We're doing alright,
All good indeed. Thank you very much as always for joining us, Peter. Good to see you as always. And then Chris has put his good thanks for joining us once again. Good to hear you're well, Chris. 6 minutes on the clock here. Sevilla 0, Real Madrid 0, and Sevilla just look really, really shaky.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether that's just the fact that Bono has probably put a lot of nerves into his side early on, or just the fact that kind of Real Madrid are dominating the game in this first 6 minutes.
I think the front 3 look quite sharp. They look quite switched on, but it was just at the back then, like you said, Bono and a few of the others in the back line. They do look a little bit shaky. They probably just need a bit of possession, get their foot on ball, and then they'll be all right.
Exactly. I mean, if both sides could be shaky, it made for a good game indeed in terms of opportunities. We could have the first little opportunity here for Sevilla to come forward. It's Fernando who drived through the middle. Eventually, the ball is given away, but it's come back to Sevilla once again. And I do expect a few opportunities here, and there could be a chance now. Ball fed to the right wing, I think into the path of Ocampos. He's got the ball back. Could have laid it off to Navas. Still going.
He's got nowhere to go.
Really good defending there, but it's come once again to Sevilla here. Fernando with a driving one forward, hit to the right back position. Jesus Navas flicks it towards De Jong, and De Jong's header very nearly became Ocampos' header there as well, didn't it? Good chance.
He was in there, but there's another chance to ball down the line for Duran Jordan will be able to get there, and it's still 0-0, but good chances so far. Quite an open game.
Big opportunity indeed, and they're just showing us that Bono opportunity again. And oh my lord, it's so lucky that Vinicius Junior's touch doesn't hit it into the back of the net. He kind of just hits it with the side of his foot, and eventually
he completely misses it when he drops it as well the second time. And he should have 2 goals by now, Vinicius Junior.
Yeah, it's 2 big opportunities where, Zidane and no doubt the players around him will be saying, how have you not put the ball into the back of the net? Because it was a couple of weeks ago, of course, when they played against Gladbach in the Champions League, where Benzema came out with a comment saying that Vinicius Junior was playing against them. And well, it feels like he's playing against them tonight again, doesn't it?
Fella Mendy done well there. And it does feel like that, because that's 2 sitters that any I'm not going to say good winger, because I do like Vinicius Junior, but any sharp winger puts into the back of the net.
He's such a confusing player because he's still so young, and let's not take it away from him. He's got a lot of years left in in him to build as a player and improve finishing wise. But he's such a confusing player because he never seems to be able to put the ball into the back of the net like other wingers.
He's just it's a terrible pass from Varane.
That's a very poor pass.
Or was it Casemiro? I'm not even quite sure who passed that, but it's awful pass straight out of play. Lucas Vazquez it was. I didn't think it was him, but
playing as a makeshift right back, of course, because they're currently without Odriozola, who is back actually. He's on the bench today, which we'll look at the bench probably around half time when. We'll see what happens.
Well, they're giving it away again.
Back. Benzema here driving forward, going to lay the ball off into Rodrigo, but
that was a poor pass.
Really weak, wasn't it?
That should have been a chance for Real Madrid. I mean, a simple pass puts Rodrigo in on goal, and it's poor pass from Benzema. Just didn't get the weight right at all, and now Sevilla can get in behind, but that's another poor pass. But like you said, both teams looking a little bit shaky as of so far, Josh.
Very shaky indeed. Should be a good match so far. It's been quite a decent first 10 minutes, and it was the ball originally from Benzema to Rodrigo, which was so tame, so weak that Diego Carlos was easily able to get the ball back, and eventually Sevilla, they went to go long ball. Nothing came of it in the end, but good to see everyone in the stream today. Thank you very much for joining us. Peter's putting a few jokes in the chat as always, but if you're new and you've enjoyed the stream so far, do leave a like, subscription, because we've got more stuff coming up today. We've got a double header actually. Once we're finished, Kieren and Rowan will be live with the other game going on, not that one. That's the one I wanted. Bayern and Leipzig in the Bundesliga. So they'll be live from around 5:15. Kick-off of that game at 5:30. Should be a good one in the Bundesliga. So do keep your eyes out on the channel if you're looking for some European action. Has Sevilla come forward, Kieren?
Oh, what a chance! It's gone through De Jong and I'm not quite sure who that Munir. It's gone through them both, but it's Vinicius Junior again giving the ball away. Literally seconds before this opportunity, he just passed it straight out of play for a Sevilla throw-in, and then tried to dribble away with the ball just then, gave the ball away, and it was a brilliant cross from Duran Jordan, and Luke De Jong and Munir just went straight through him.
Poor indeed right now, and it's a bit of defensive display from Vinicius Junior there. Not a very good one at that, but now a chance here for Sevilla to come forward once again.
Stuck in their own half at the moment, Real Madrid.
They are, but they seem to be doing quite well at closing down this Sevilla attacking side. I mean, I don't know whether you saw the picture midweek in the Shakhtar game. They were playing, I think, a 5-man midfield, and there was 5 midfielders.
Yes,
they were all clumped together.
I did see it. It's 2-0 to Man City as well. I wonder who's got that one, Josh, for your FPL. If it's De Bruyne, is there going to be limbs?
Fingers crossed, there might be limbs indeed. There'll be more limbs if Rotherham win. But might be limbs here. Ocampos.
Oh, that's a
very poor indeed. Trying to lay it off. I think it was a bombing run forward there from...
I think it was Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan who made the run.
Another good defence. Kevin De Bruyne has scored the penalty, Josh. He's got a goal and an assist.
Beautiful. That's what we love to see with the FPL. You'll have to tell us how everybody's FPL is doing as well. But 11 minutes on the clock. We'll keep you up to date with that game with Manchester City Fulham. And nervy start indeed between these two sides if you've just joined us and you kind of want to know what's going on.
I think Diego Carlos has started quite well. He's such a consistent defender. He's just a little bit on the aggressive side sometimes. Of course, like last year in the Europa League, giving all them penalties away in the knockout stages.
I was going to say, it was something that we all called. There's a good chance here, though. Ball flicked over the top towards Rodrigo has been a bit of a bright spark in this first 10 minutes. He's trying to flick a ball into the box. I think there was a slight deflection on his cross, and eventually it's landed in the... I was going to say safe hands of Bono, but not after that first couple of minutes.
Campos has gone down injured, and Toni Kroos adjudged to have fouled him there.
Hopefully, I was about to say hopefully nothing too serious, but he's all good. And Toni Kroos protesting. I don't think he's happy with how easily Campos had gone down. But
what's he got on his face?
I was going to say that. I don't know. He's got blades of grass on his face, or is it just a slight cut he's got?
That's what I thought, because it were red, and I'm like, well, they got red grass on the pitch.
I was going to say with this midfield of Real Madrid, what do they need to do over time? Because I think it's one of those positions now that is quite evidently going to need to be changed soon, because obviously today's midfield, they've got Kroos, they've got Modric, Casemiro, who I think is the best midfielder they've got. They've got, of course, I forgot the Valverde, Odegaard, Isco. When you go through the names, there's quite a lot of players there that will either A, retire, B, move clubs. A, retire or B, move clubs. What do they need to do?
There needs to be a sort of passing the torch, I think, between Toni Kroos, Casemiro and Modric to Valverde, Odegaard and another, if not one of the youngsters from the Real Madrid team. But I still think they need to bolster that midfield to challenge for anything, to be honest, because I know Toni Kroos is a really good footballer, but I think he is getting on a bit. And the same with Casemiro. I know he is probably one of the best defensive midfielders about in the Liga, and Modric as well. I think Modric's best days are behind him.
Well, that's the thing. It's the position that I think Real Madrid fans are probably looking at the most. I think the defence as well is another issue.
Great pass from Modric.
Good chance here. We're just saying about the midfield, and that is a stellar ball. Here's Rodrigo. Can lay the ball off to Benzema, about 30 yards out from goal. Running forward is Lucas Vazquez, who tries to flick a ball to Vinicius Junior. Does very well to get the touch. Is at the edge of the box. Lays it off to Benzema, and eventually you can see how compact this Sevilla defensive midfield is. They've right now pretty much every man is back, including De Jong, who's very deep in his own half here, and just making it very hard for Real Madrid to break down that Sevilla back line.
Yeah, they probably recognise the threat of Real Madrid going forward and on the counter, so I think they've set themselves up quite well so far, and of course the opening 15 minutes or so has shown.
Has indeed, and Philip Mendy there, the ball was flicked towards him, he takes a touch. A little bit heavy to a certain extent, and Campos takes him down. So I think we've got a free kick potentially.
That was a lovely move by Modric, and we do have a free kick. Dangerous free kick as well if they can get it in the box and on the head of... I was going to say some of their taller players, but looking at the size of the Sevilla side, I think Raphael Varane is the only one that's tall in that.
I think maybe Benzema as well, but as you said, they've got a lot of players in there. They've got Diego Carlos, Fernando, who are all fairly decent, and I think it is a cut there to Kroos, isn't it?
Do you know what this exact position reminds me of? Do you remember Kroos' goal in the World Cup?
It was against Sweden, I think. Well, he's flicked it in, and unfortunately this time Bono's made a mistake,
doing?
And it's even more of a mistake for Casemiro. Bono does not look comfortable in goal, but I think Casemiro there, even worse, Kieren. What happened there?
Well, it's come into the box from the free kick, and Bono's come to collect it, dropped it to the feet of Casemiro, who's trying to sort of shimmy it into the middle of the park, didn't even get a good contact on the ball at all, and just gives it straight back to Sevilla. It should be 1-0 Real Madrid. How many times have we said that?
We've said that about 5 times already in the first 15 minutes, and really poor indeed, and I think Lopetegui will be a bit annoyed with how his team have started this game in terms of the defensive play at the very least in this match. And Boo now does not look confident at all. I guess the question you can ask is, he's had an injury, he's been out for a few weeks. Do you necessarily rush him back into the squad when you've got somebody decent like Watchalong on the bench as well? Do you think it's a bit of a gamble?
I don't know, because he did really well last year, did Bono, didn't he? He played really well in the Europa League and towards the end of the season, but I suppose it is always a risk rushing a goalkeeper back when they're not necessarily at match sharpness. But good pressing from Real Madrid again.
They're coming forward here, and it's another big chance, and it's a ball that's fed into Rodrigo, but some good defending once again from the Brazilian brute that is Diego Carlos at the back. And they've got such a nice defence, haven't they, Sevilla?
They've got a very good defence, yeah. Even Jesus Navas, who's sort of reinvented himself as a right back ever since moving to Sevilla, and Alex Vidal, of course, filling in at left back. They've got a really nice balance to the defence.
I mean, it's mad, isn't it? Because it's a shame because you know that the left back position is the one position that's the weakest, and that's because, of course, they lost Reguilon. He's a big loss to this club because, if you'd have put him in there, I would have said that's one of the best defences in Europe in terms of how it stands up. But I mean, Alex Vidal, he's got experience. He was at Barcelona a couple of years ago. Didn't really do much there, necessarily speaking. But as you said, playing a left back position today. Big opportunity for him to make a name for himself because he doesn't tend to feature much for Sevilla.
Yeah, I think it's a big... Oh, Luke de Jong's hacked Casemiro down there. I think it's a big opportunity for most of these Sevilla players, even if you're wanting to move away, because, I mean, they're in the Champions League now, on the knockout stage. It's a big place where people scout, and especially the likes of Diego Carlos and Koundé, they might end up losing them quite soon.
Well, they've been linked to big clubs. I think Koundé was linked to Manchester City a few months ago. Carlos was linked with Liverpool. So there are names that want them in the market. But, of course, no doubt Sevilla will demand a big fee for them. And, well, we've not really seen much of Sevilla in terms of attacking prowess in this last couple of minutes. But it's just starting to get a bit more of the ball now. Real Madrid really had a large spell of possession this last 20 minutes.
I think Sevilla are just content with tiring Real Madrid out and playing on the counter, of course, because, I mean, there's no real intent to get forward when they have possession of the football. But they've not started bad by any sense of the imagination. Real Madrid have been the better side, ever so slightly, but the chances they've missed, Real Madrid, have just been criminal. They should be leading.
Yeah, they should be indeed. I don't know how this isn't 3 or 4-0 in terms of the first 20 minutes, but we're going to get a free kick here. Jesus Navas just fouling Vinicius Junior. He's had a fair share of the ball in this first 20 minutes, but hasn't put the ball into the back of the net. Let's see what you guys have been saying in the chat, Peter. Got a few more jokes in there. Will Toni Kroos this match for Real Madrid? Unbelievable. But that free kick in the defensive half of play for Real Madrid. We've got Benzema, of course, up there, maybe one of the players that you could hit it towards, but they're going to play it short this time, and eventually it's going to go all the way back to Thibaut Courtois in goal, who did actually make a mistake last week. I think they lost their game in La Liga, and it was a very big mistake indeed. So, of course, tonight for him in La Liga is certainly going to need a big improvement because he conceded 2 goals against Shakhtar, and, well, there's a throw in here that very nearly went all the way into the path of, I think it was
Luke de Jong.
Luke de Jong there who'd made the run forward.
Yeah, Varane Marshall doing quite well. He knew what he was doing. But Real Madrid are under a little bit of pressure right now.
They are indeed, and eventually switch of play from Ferland Mendy's going to hit it all the way up to Vázquez, who once again is another player like Alex Vidal, who doesn't necessarily tend to get a great deal of game time, but he's been the makeshift right back over the last few weeks.
That is wonderful from Vinicius Junior.
He's a fantastic player. He's dancing through, going to lay the ball off into the midfield. Kroos flicks it up towards the overlapping run, I would have said, of Vázquez, but the ball's just a little bit too weak, and Sevilla are able to attempt to counter-attack, but sloppy passes once again here for Sevilla.
That's what Real Madrid have got to be careful of, pushing Vázquez and Mendy so far up the field that they can get countered by the likes of Munir and Ocampos.
Yeah, I agree on that one. I think the last game that I watched of Real Madrid, and it wasn't a live one, it was when they played Valencia, and we know what Real Madrid are like in terms of fullbacks kind of making bombing runs forward. We've seen it over the last couple of years with Marcelo. They tend to get as high up as they possibly can on the pitch, and it seems that they're still using that tactic now, but there's a ball flicked to the left wing, and there could be a chance here for Vinicius Junior, going to lay the ball off to Toni Kroos, who's gone for the long-range effort, and pretty much a similar situation to Casemiro's long-range effort.
Exactly what I was thinking there. Vinicius Junior looks scared to shoot now. I thought he'd have cut in and had a shot on his left foot, but no, Toni Kroos with the effort that goes a few yards wide. It's another good chance, I'm not going to lie, it's a good chance, and Toni Kroos normally gets them on target.
Usually does, and Zidane there was kind of hoping it was going to go into the back of the net. It was I wouldn't even say it was a speculative effort. It was well worth taking on. I think we say in the past when teams are 0-0 and it's quite tight, sometimes a long range effort is the way to go. And I think one thing we've seen definitely in this first 20 minutes is that Bono can be exploited.
Oh, definitely.
And I think Real Madrid are going to try and maybe take on a few more long range opportunities in this match, but got a chance here for Sevilla. Bit of a poor touch there from Luke de Jong.
Yeah, really poor touch. But they've taken the throw in quickly, and down this right hand side they might have a chance.
Good chance here for them maybe to come forward. Joan Jordan just in a bit of a tricky position, and once again, this Real Madrid back line looking quite compact right now, making it hard for the ball to be fed into the main man, Luke de Jong, who, well, we saw was incredible when it came to the Europa League last season. He's died down a little bit, but he's still the main focal point of this team.
Yeah, I mean, he was excellent in the Europa League. Knew where the ball was as soon as that ball was getting crossed in the box, and knocked a lot of good teams out, didn't he?
Yeah, he was incredible in that tournament. I mean, the goal that he scored, I think the goal to win the tournament was exceptional. I think it was the free kick originally, which was whipped in, and he just made this darting run forward. It was incredible to watch, but he's not done much in this game so far.
That's a poor clearance.
And it is a poor clearance indeed, but the referee is going to give the advantage to Real Madrid, and there's a bit of a talking to here, to Munier. I don't think he'll get a yellow card for that, though. Should be alright.
No, it's a poor challenge to make. I mean, they had the ball. He just hacks him down, pulls him down, Lucas Vazquez. We're going to see the Cruz chance again. I'm thinking Vinicius Jr. just have a shot, but Cruz is the one that actually does shoot, and it's a few yards wide. I mean, Modric hands on his head, he knew how big of a chance that was.
It kind of comes back to your point now. I guess, obviously, when we've seen this first half an hour, the plethora of opportunities that Vinicius Jr. has had, is he going to be scared to take on opportunities? You know, we know he's had criticism over these last few weeks and months in terms of his finishing and how volatile Madrid fans can be. You know, when you're not at the top of your game, they don't tend to trust in you as much. But how hard is it for Vinicius Jr. right now? Because he's in a bit of a tricky situation, because it's not all his fault, is it, with this Real Madrid side? But he's been the main kind of person to blame.
Yeah, he's in a very rough position just because of what club he is. What club he's at. Being at Real Madrid, there's a lot on your shoulders. And it's a lot to ask for such a young player, of course. He has been there for a few seasons, and he has got better. But, I mean, not everyone finishes everything. I mean, there's off days for even the best players out there. But it's going to be tough for him. It's always going to be tough for him for as long as he's at Real Madrid. It's the same with Barcelona players as well. If they're not on it, the fans are always hostile towards them and stuff, which is just not. It's not fair, because at the end of the day, it's on a football pitch, and after the game's over, that should be the end of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. But there could be a chance here for Real Madrid to come forward. Benzema going to try and flick a ball to the left wing, and another poor pass. And when they're getting into this final third, they just don't seem to be making the right pass. And, well, specifically Benzema more than anything. Poor passes from him so far.
Well, originally it was a nice little 1-2 between him and Vinicius Jr. to get in. But it's just a poor pass from Benzema, and that's 2 times that could have been in.
Could have been indeed. Carl's in the chat, good to see you as always. But he says, quite funny enough, one of the questions we were talking about earlier, do you see a new La Liga winner? Be nice to see someone other than Real and Barcelona win it.
Oh, it's a call for handball.
Well, I'd be interested to see where that comes back. We'll talk about that point in a second, Carl, because they were coming forward, Sevilla. It was Munier who just kind of moved into the midfield there, but nothing's coming.
I don't think they can call it back, because VAR can't get involved for free kicks and such. So I don't think, unless it's a deliberate handball, I'm not quite sure. But yeah,
I don't think. Yeah, I'm gonna guess. I don't think it's a deliberate handball. I mean, it could be disguised and say, well, they're checking for a deliberate handball.
Oh, what a ball!
I don't think it was in that situation.
I mean, such a good ball down the line to get Fernando in, making left-winging bombing runs.
Very unlucky indeed. But coming back to Kyle's point, of course, we said about it earlier, about a new La Liga winner. Be nice to see other than Real and Barca win it. In terms of a team that you think would be the most likely to go on and win it, who would you put up there to be kind of a favourite?
I don't think you can look far enough from Atletico Madrid. I think Diego Simeone's got the experience of winning it before, and he's got the team there to win it. Of course, he's got the likes of João Felix and Alvaro Morata, and Diego Costa. He's got other players up there that are far and away better than most of the players in the league. I think Sevilla should be up there with a shout. Real Sociedad, if they can keep it up, will be up there with a shout. But yeah, you can never take out Real Madrid and Barcelona, of course. But I think that Atletico Madrid might win it this year.
Could you put Sevilla up there? If they win this game today, they've got. I think they'll still have an extra game in hand.
It is so tough for teams like Sevilla to juggle the Europa League, Champions League and League. We see it every season, because you either have to sacrifice one or the other, and it costs you points in the end. It does. It costs every team points.
It's one of them where I kind of thought in my head, with how Atletico Madrid's situation is right now. I'm just going to stop for a second because might be an opportunity for Real Madrid to have a go, but no, there isn't. And it could be a counter-attack here for Sevilla. Fernando's flicked a ball onto the right wing towards the path of, I think it is...
Jesus Navas.
Jesus Navas has made a lovely run to the right wing, flicked a ball into the box, and a slight touch there from Luka Modric, who's come back and done a bit of defending. Very good indeed, and I don't think it's going to come to anything.
Give the ball away.
Big chance here as there's a big opportunity. Jules Koundé on the right wing, just bombing forward. He's tried to flick a ball into the box and he's giving it away here. And Vinicius Jr.
I think he tried to win a corner there.
I think he's going to get a free kick here. He is indeed Koundé with the foul, but very lucky there for Jules Koundé. Nice little overlapping run onto that right wing, and just a bit of a waste there. You can see stupid little foul.
I think he was trying to win the corner, Koundé, when he made the run initially to try and get a set play for someone in the box, but.
I was going to say before, with Atletico Madrid, we know right now in the UCL that they're struggling a little bit. If they drop out to Europa League, would you say that maybe they look at it and think, let's focus on the league? Because we know right now there's two teams in Barca and Real that are struggling a little bit. Why not take the opportunity and focus on the league instead?
I think it's one of their best opportunities for that, but this Atletico Madrid is such a good side. I think they'll get through the Champions League. I think they will beat Salzburg, and I mean if they don't, it makes for a good watching. But I think they'll beat them. But like I said, it's such a tough task for any team to juggle the Champions League and the Premier League. Even the best teams out there, you see Manchester City can't do it. Liverpool struggled last year as well. The likes of Real Madrid and Barcelona struggled as well. It's a tough thing. It's a tough thing to call. But yeah, like Kyle says, he'd like to see Sevilla win the Liga, and it would be nice to see Lopetegui win the La Liga. It
would be nice, and it kind of, as you said earlier, it's all about squad depth. It's so crucial in terms of how you want to run things if you're looking to push for a league title and things like that. And when we look at the bench in a bit, you'll see the squad depth of these two sides. In fact, Sevilla have got more players on the bench than Real Madrid have, but as you said, it's impossible. I wouldn't say impossible, but incredibly hard for even the biggest teams to go out there and juggle all these competitions at once, because you've then got to take into account other competitions. Like in Spain you've got the Spanish Cup which goes on as well. In England you've got the Carabao Cup and things like that. But
I think especially with this season as well, because of course last season teams didn't have to really worry as much about the fixture congestion because of when the Champions League Europa League was played. But when the Champions League Europa League is played alongside the Premier League, and a team wins their domestic league and wins the Champions League, that's why I think their team is regarded as, quotation marks, one of the best ever. Like you think of the Man United team from '99, the Bayern Munich team from last year, even the Man City team, the Liverpool team of a few years ago. I mean, that's why they're regarded as the best ever, because they win more trophies, and they at the end of the day they just deal with the fixture congestion as well enough. But I think Champions League is a hard task to win, and win their league as well.
But then they have incredible depth as well, because that Bayern Munich team, if you looked at the first team and then made a second team on paper, that second team is still miles better than a lot of Premier League and Bundesliga clubs around them. The Man United team in the 90s had just a plethora of talent left, right and centre, and then incredible players you could bring off the bench. I think one of the only kind of teams you can maybe say didn't have much depth would have probably been Liverpool.
No, but I mean, look, if you look at their first team, they were absolutely incredible. But I think that even the Real Madrid side of a few years ago, when they won it, when they had Ronaldo, they had such an incredible squad as well.
Oh, I mean, the players they could bring on, they'd have the likes of James, who they could just bring off the bench to make a difference. Bale as well.
In the final, Bale.
It's scary, isn't it? It's some of those teams of the past are scary to kind of think about now. But Sevilla coming forward here. It's been a little bit quiet over these last couple of minutes. Not really had many chances from either side. And Cal's put in the chat, I heard Shakhtar are only the third team to beat Real Madrid both times in the group stage of the Champions League. The question is, do you know, Kyle, who were the other two? It'd be interesting to know who the other two were.
I'm trying to think.
I was thinking recently they played City? Bruges, didn't they? And
I think they drew 3-3 with Bruges one time.
Yeah, they drew. So
Man City, did they beat them twice?
I can't remember. It'd be interesting to know who the other two teams are. But We're about half an hour into this game, still 0-0, and we've got a free kick here for Sevilla, 40 yards out, a little bit too far to maybe hit this one, but we're interested to see what happens here. It's a good kind of situation to flick this into the box and maybe bring the defenders up. Good chance maybe for Sevilla.
No, you said we get a lot of goals, Josh. The opening 32 minutes have not really been kind to us, have they?
No, do you know what? That first 15 minutes was kind, but...
the last 15 have been a bit boring.
Yeah, it was one of those where, you look at it and you think Real Madrid could have had 3 or 4. It had Vinicius Jr. put the ball away, had Benzema's pass been a little bit,
fine margins.
Yeah, it's the very fine margins that are keeping this game as a 0-0 right now, but maybe Sevilla could change this here. Joan Jordan is the man stood over this free kick. He's going to lay it short, which is an interesting idea, and eventually it's going to go to the right-hand side. Jesus Navas flicks the ball in. Koundé.
Oh, Luke de Jong could not get a touch on it, but it's come back to Rakitic, and someone's offside in there.
Oh, well, that's disappointing, because I think Rakitic was going to hit that then, but Jules Koundé with the header, and Luke de Jong...
It's a great ball in from Navas, flicked on, and de Jong's offside by an arm's length, and doesn't even get a clear touch. But I think if he leaves it, I think Ocampos is in to score.
I don't know what he's... I guess obviously it's the striker's instinct, isn't it? You're going to go for it in the end, but it kind of comes off his knee as he tries to take a decent touch on the ball, and it doesn't come to anything. But unfortunately for Sevilla, they don't have no goal, and there's a long ball hit to the right wing towards the path of Rodrigo, and it's a real testy for Alex Vidal, and he very nearly...
Bono's not done well. He's
gave the ball away.
Back under pressure, but Alex Vidal there 2 times, he dealt with that quite well.
Very, very good indeed, and that's kind of been the focal point, hasn't it, for this last half an hour? Just hit the ball long to the right wing, get it to Rodrigo, take on Vidal, and have a gamble. And Vidal's done quite alright so far, hasn't he?
Yeah, they probably know that Rodrigo's got in for pace, but I think Vidal's marshalled the area quite well, and even at the other side, I think Navas has dealt with Vinicius Jr. quite well as well.
Absolutely, indeed. Usually they'll play someone like Escudero at the left, but Alex Vidal is certainly not a slow player on his day. But I think we are going to have a free kick for Sevilla just past the halfway line there. Foul on Rakitic, I think. But there's quite a lot of people in the stream right now. If you're new, as always, do leave a like and a subscription. It is greatly appreciated if you have enjoyed our watch along so far. We've got more watch along content coming on the channel later on. We're not going to be live afterwards, but Kieran and Rowan, they'll be live with Bayern versus Leipzig, which is on at 5:15, and that should be a good game in the Bundesliga, shouldn't it?
Oh, it should be exciting, especially with, I think Dortmund is still getting beat.
It's making the Bundesliga interesting, but what will make the La Liga more interesting is a potential win for Sevilla. But right now, they've not done much attacking-wise in this first half, have they, really?
No, I'd like to see the stats at half-time for the shots for Sevilla, because I genuinely can't remember them having one.
No, I don't think they've had a shot in the game at all. There's been little glimpses of opportunities where they have come forward, the likes of Munier and Ocampos on the wings doing quite alright, but so far it seems to be like Real Madrid are marshalling the defending quite well in terms of closing off the front three, making it hard for them to cut into the space and kind of open up this weak Real Madrid side, and that's not been harsh to them, but it's probably the weakest that Real Madrid have been for quite a long time now, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I thoroughly agree with you. I think filling right back with Vázquez and Mendy's not really been impressive at left back. Even the centre back partnership of Varane and Nacho is not obviously the main centre back partnership, but it's you just got to get on with it, aren't you? This is what makes the best teams.
It does indeed, and obviously, as you said, they're missing big players. Ramos isn't here today; he's had an injury. Carvajal is out he's been out for quite a long period of time. So Odriozola was injured as well. So they had no right back at one point. We're going to stop for a second because there is a right back coming forward. It's Jesus Navas trying to dance forward, and the referee has given a free kick.
Luke de Jong's given a free kick where he's tripped someone up,
and he's not happy there. Jesus Navas with the foul on Nacho Fernandez, but it was a good opportunity there for them to come forward, and De Jong has been a little bit sloppy, hasn't he?
I think he'll come off at half time, Luke de Jong.
Bring on maybe En-Nesyri.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. 10 fouls committed by Sevilla already in about 37 minutes of football. It's not been good enough from them going forward, and I think I said they were looking sharp, but I mean, Luke de Jong has started very poorly.
He has indeed, and I was going to say, and I think this is quite definitive from what we've just seen from Lopetegui. Was it a tactic here to commit a fair few fouls, break the play up, make it hard for Real Madrid to come forward and have a bit of a flow to this match? But from Lopetegui's reaction a minute ago, he looks fairly frustrated with what's gone on so far.
Yeah, of course, it's going to be hard to play Real Madrid, but you set up a system, and when it doesn't work, you're not really happy about it. But I feel like they've done well in marshalling Real Madrid so far. They've not let them score, which is good. I know Bono's tried to let them score, but Vasquez has got past him, and Vinicius Junior leaps for Benzema, and that is a world-class save.
Well, we were just saying a few moments ago about Bono, who's been a little bit nervy in this first 40 minutes, but I think he might have just made up for those little mistakes there with that fantastic save. What happened there, Kieran?
Well, Lucas Vasquez does really well. Vinicius Junior with a dummy. First time shot from Benzema, that is a great save. Down low to his left-hand side to keep out Benzema and keep the score at 0-0. And
that is exactly what Kroos and Casemiro needed to do earlier on. Maybe put a bit of curl on the shot. It was a low-driven effort, this one, rather than a long-range effort. It's inside the box, and it's a great save there from Bono, and Benzema just scratching his head. He doesn't know how he's put that. Well, how he's not put it into the back of the net. But we've got a corner here, and big opportunity for Real Madrid, Kieran.
Yeah, let's see if Kroos can get it on the money here.
Flicked. Actually taken short. I was going to say it's going to be flicked in, but it's been taken short. Now it's flicked into the box, trying to get it down.
Oh, and Varane it was with the effort, and Bunas saves again. It was a good chance for Real Madrid, but now that's a poor pass from Alex Vidal. If there's a chase on here, which
and
is
it's
very well. Lucas Vasquez.
Play, very lucky indeed, but it was a bit of a tussle there between Benzema and Varane. Both had gone in for the ball, and I think Varane there just a little bit. Do you think maybe unfortunate that Benzema had gone in and
I feel like
off?
Maybe if they'd have left it for each other, it probably would have gone in. But unfortunately, they kind of collided and it half hit Varane and sort of made an easy save for Bono. But that's a fantastic ball into the box. De Jong chest down and hits it. And it's over the bar, and it's the first shot of the game for Sevilla.
It is, and I will give credit here to De Jong that this time I think that was an awkward angle in terms of the shot. He was a little bit too heavy with the opportunity on goal, but we should see it in a second. We've just seen the replay for the free kick, but a little bit of an awkward angle in comparison to what Vinicius Junior had in that first couple of minutes. But first little chance there for Sevilla.
Yeah, I mean, we're just seeing the Varane chance again. It hit his shoulder instead of his head, and I think maybe if it hits his head, it might have been a goal.
Could have been, indeed, and it's going to be the little what-ifs and buts I think we're going to be talking about at half-time in 5 minutes in terms of this match so far, unless anything can change.
It's kind of livened up in the last couple of minutes, though. We've had 2 good opportunities for both sides.
It's not been a bad game. I think it's just been a fairly cagey affair between these two sides, which you would expect. Sevilla, they're looking to take advantage of the 2 games they've got in hand, and of course a big win against Real Madrid is always going to be a positive. And both teams, we said it at the beginning, they are coming off the back of 2 Champions League defeats. Sevilla's was a 4-0 hammering. Let's not forget it. It was a battering to the greatest French striker there's ever been in football, but. They've done all right so far, just as you said. We'll talk about it at half-time. I think, I agree with you, En-Nesyri is probably going to come on at some stage. You would think.
That's a poor pass. The final ball's been a bit lacklustre from both sides so far tonight.
It has been indeed. Rangers for Life is joining the stream, says the Celtic going down, down, down. Good to see you as always, Rangers. We love you every time you come in. Honestly, it's always about Celtic, which is
had a nice win overnight, didn't they? Rangers had a nice win.
They did. You're on a roll right now, Rangers for Life. You're absolutely flying. They don't make it easy for themselves in the Europa League.
What has Benzema done there?
Do you know what? This has been a problem in the first 40 minutes. How many times has that ball been on the left-hand side and been given away?
What is he doing there? He goes to blast it to switch it, and he boots it out of play for a corner. Sevilla's first of the game. And what a chance now for Sevilla. And I mean, they might have been waiting for this chance, and if they score from this... Oof.
Well, this is a big opportunity indeed. Let's find out what happens in this situation. Rangers will have to put 0-0 equals stale 0. 4 minutes left here of the game. Sevilla 0, Real Madrid 0. Ball's flicked into the box. It's guided towards the left-hand near post, but no one's there really to take the opportunity. And Courtois, he wanted to take that kick nice and quick and counter, but ultimately it's not going to come to anything in the end.
Had some whip on that ball then from, I think it might have been John Jordan. What a cross into the box. Nobody there though.
Exactly. I think it was a real shame in that situation that there was no one there to guide the ball, at least with an attempt on target. And they're just starting to brighten up now, Sevilla, in this last couple of minutes, which is a shame because they're there for the taking, Real Madrid.
They are.
They've not looked at their very best at all in this match.
I mean, they'll be kicking themselves if they go into the break 1-0 down.
Oh, absolutely. I think if Real Madrid have had the better of the chances, you know, the first 20 minutes they should have had 3 or 4, but they're coming forward here, Sevilla. Another long ball hit towards the path of the number 5 Campos, but it doesn't get to him in the end. And the long balls have been fairly sloppy in this game for Sevilla.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Real Madrid trying it a few times. It's kind of come off. But for Sevilla, they just keep going out of play for throw-ins and going to Courtois. So maybe that needs to change at half-time because it's not really working. Maybe a bit more build-up play.
Potentially. Kyle's done the research for us. Teams to beat Real Madrid both times. CSK and Moscow in 2018.
Yeah, the 3-0.
I forgot about that. That was an incredible result for them. Juventus in 2008 and 9. Ajax in 95, 96. So Shakhtar's the 4th team to do it. But I forgot about Moscow.
Yeah, I mean, I remember him beating Real Madrid quite famously 3-0 at the Bernabeu.
Incredible result. I completely forgot about that year where they got battered by the Russians. Yeah. But we've got about 2 minutes left here. I don't think we'll probably see any additional time, if not maybe a minute tops. But Celtic for Life, but Rangers fans have come out under the rocks after all these. Oh, it's Celtic for Life. Oh God,
there's Rangers for Life and Celtic for Life in there.
That's what I mean. We've never had Celtic for Life in the stream. This is a rivalry now. Rangers fans have come out under the rocks after all these years. Good luck reaching 9 titles in a row. Oh wait, you'll go hiding again after next season when we win it back. Oh my lord, this is it. It's Rangers versus Celtic in Sevilla, Real Madrid. But oh my lord, I think that's something that Vinicius Junior will want to quickly forget. There, he was on the left wing, trying to do a bit of trickery, and he stumbles to the floor from his own feet.
There was a yellow card for someone here.
Let's find out who that yellow card was. It's for Toni Kroos.
Maybe it's for not cleaning his coat, but still. Well, Campos is holding his nether regions there. What's happened here? Has he just brushed his?
Oh
well, I'm not sure Toni Kroos what he's doing. Right, we're gonna say. Oh, lovely bit of skill from Vinicius there.
I mean, yeah, Vinicius Junior. He accidentally trips over his own feet, but. What did Kroos do there, Kieren? Because
do I have to explain that?
I mean, I can explain it if you want.
You do it, Josh.
So obviously he's gone into the book there with the yellow card. Now I thought initially, as you said, they'd brushed together, and
he's brushed something else.
Yeah, it actually looks like he's gone to punch the private parts of a Campos there. I don't know what's really gone on in that situation, but he's got a yellow card either way. It's a bit of a weird one there for.
There's a corner here for Real Madrid, for Sevilla, sorry, and I'm not quite sure what that says.
I'm going to try and translate it at the very best here. So let's find out what this comment says for now. But let's see what happens with this corner.
We're very committed to our fans.
We are indeed. I mean.
Kazakhstan
that looks like Fortnite stuff. I'm not going to lie to Moshe. I can't read
Russian.
The Russian language, but I've tried to Google Translate it. It looks like it's about Fortnite.
We've got 1 minute left. That's a poor corner.
Well, 1 minute additional time. Could be still maybe a chance here for Sevilla to get a late goal in this first half. Ball's going to be flicked to the right wing where Jesus Navas is currently occupying, and now there could be a chance here for Real Madrid to come forward.
2v4.
Vinicius Junior lays the ball off to Benzema. He's going to flick it to the right to Rodrigo. This time the ball is a little bit too heavy.
He's going to get there. I'm pretty sure that went out. And he's going to win the free kick though, I think.
No, ref's still playing on here. A bit of a tussle on the ball. The referee hasn't given a free kick in the end. I thought he was going to, but...
Absolute shithouse referee.
20 seconds left here. Jesus Navas on the ball.
Is that a Campos? Is it his balls again? No, it's Munir.
And yeah, it is Munir down this time. And
I think that'll probably be the half. Yeah, that'll probably be the half. That'll probably get us to half time, and we can talk about how good this half's been.
Yeah, it's been a fairly cagey first half of action, and Munir just drops to the ground. He's not even fouled.
What is happening?
He just drops to the floor. I don't know, obviously, what's happened here. Whether he's has his hamstring gone or something like that?
He trips over his own feet. Oh no! Oh, not Josh.
Oh well, Rangers for life has put. At last, I've seen a Celtic fan. I was really getting worried about them honestly after all these months. Oh my god! And well, there's a fight going on in the chat, but we're at half time here at the Stadio Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan.
Is that a Christmas tree?
That is a Christmas tree.
That's nice. That
looks very nice indeed. But it's 0-0 at half time in this game between Sevilla and Real Madrid. I'll take the timer off the screen for now. So far, Kieren, it's not been a bad game.
Oh, great game.
It's been a fairly cagey one, hasn't it?
Been a fantastic game of football so far, Josh.
Incredible. You can see Kieren trying not to laugh. It's been cagey, hasn't it?
It's been okay. I mean, I know it's 0-0, but it's not been the worst 0-0 of all. I mean, it's been quite back and forth, like we said, quite open. But I mean, the second half, just a bit more quality, and we might see some more goals. We might see a goal.
Yeah, hopefully we can see a goal in this game. I mean, it was the first 5 or 10 minutes we were sat there saying, Real Madrid could have been 3 or 4-0 up in the match. I think if there's one player that probably should look at himself at half time and think, we should be 1-0 up here, and it's, I could put my hands up, probably should be Vinicius Jr.
I mean, Benzema as well. I think he's been quite poor so far. I think Bono grew into the game, especially after he made that save from Benzema. He looked quite consistent and dominant in his net, coming out of crosses and stuff. I think Real Madrid, they just need to get their foot on the ball a bit more and not let Sevilla get in behind them. So just be a bit cautious when you push Vazquez and Mendy upfield. But I mean, not a bad 0-0 draw so far, and hopefully we can get a winner in the second half.
No, exactly. I mean, as you said before, we've seen 0-0 games in the past on this stream where we've looked at it and gone, this has been boring. The first one that comes to mind, it was the Chelsea United game. That was a boring 0-0, but there's been little chances here and there. As we said, Benzema with the best chance of the game. He was inside the box, tried to curl the ball into the bottom right-hand corner. Bono made a fantastic save. We had 2 long-range efforts, didn't we? Casemiro and Cruz, which very, very similar areas. Very nearly put the ball into the back of the net. But let's go from Real Madrid to Sevilla. We've said about how Real Madrid have had a lot of opportunities in this game. It's quite the opposite for Sevilla, isn't it, in this match so far? They've not really tested Courtois in this game yet, have they?
No, they've had one shot, but they've been quite confident when they've got the ball, to be fair. They've not been bad by any sense of the imagination going forward. They've just not really got into the areas to shoot, but I think that they'll be quite happy at half time, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the stats right now. Sevilla, 3 shots, they haven't had any on target as of yet. Which
I don't remember having 3.
Yeah, I don't remember them even having 2 in the game. I only remember the De Jong shot.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And then, of course, Real Madrid, they've had 6 shots, 3 on target. Sevilla dominating possession in this game, 57% to 43. Let's have a quick look at the bench, actually, because we didn't look at the bench at half time, and I will read your comments in the chat, so do tell us if you're watching the game. How is it going for you so far?
You'll read the scrap between the Celtic and Rangers fans.
Yeah, that's what's going on in the chat. We love to see it as always. But let's look at the benches. We didn't have a look at them at the start of the game because we're pushing for time. But Sevilla have got plenty more players they can bring on compared
to on the bench.
to Real Madrid. And
some dangerous ones on the bench there. Josh Sousa, Eniseri, Franco Vazquez, Oliver Torres, of course.
Oscar Rodriguez, former Real Madrid man. Sousa.
Some good players on there. And then for Real Madrid, there's also some decent players on there. Odegaard, Isco, Asensio. There's no real strikers on the bench, really, but probably those 3 that do end up coming on. Maybe Eder Militao as well for half time.
Yeah, potentially.
Why does Eder Militao not play at right back?
I honestly, I don't know whether Eder Militao's just come back from an injury as well. They've had quite a bit of an injury crisis at Real Madrid right now. But when you look at the bench that Sevilla have got, I think we will. I don't know actually. Who would be the first player to come on? Do you think? Because I'm looking at it and thinking Eniseri at some point will come on.
Maybe go 2 up top.
Do you think?
Maybe they like De Jong looks a little bit isolated up there, and it could literally just happen to Eniseri when he comes on. Maybe go 2 up top, offer something a little bit different.
Yeah, I think. Just change it up slightly because it's not worked, has it, so far with a 1 striker?
No, and for Real Madrid, I think they just need someone a little bit more creative in their team, to be honest, and maybe bring on the likes of Asensio or Odegaard for the second half. But I don't think we'll see any changes at half time.
No, I think it'll be a little bit of time, maybe 15 minutes before we see that first change come into play. There's other players on the bench as well. Marcelo could maybe come on at some point. Isco as well. Two players that seem to be drowned out of the club right now. And it'll be an interesting game to see what happens in the second half. But there's the substitutions as for now. Put in the chat as well who you think should come on in the game and change things up, because it's a very cagey affair indeed. But let's have a look at what's still to come on the channel. As we said, straight after us, Bayern Munich Leipzig, Kieren and Rowan will be covering that game. Keep your eyes out, they'll be live around 5:15, 5:20. Tomorrow, Tottenham v Arsenal, I'll be live on twitch.tv/topcorner, links in the description below for that game. Tuesday night, we're back with the final match day of the Champions League in Groups E and H. Man United playing, nervy one, Kieren indeed. Groups A today will then be on the Wednesday, on the 9th of December at 7:45. So it's going to be a dramatic week of action. And then we've got the Sevilla Grand Prix watch-along. That's tomorrow at 5 o'clock. That's on YouTube. So if you'd like F1, do subscribe. And then coming up on the 15th of December, the darts is back. The World Darts Championship Day 1. Be live for that. You can watch me get drunk on stream, no doubt. That's from 10 to 6.
I know you're absolutely looking forward to that, Josh. I know you absolutely love darts. We've got a dartboard just behind the green screen, actually, that we play sometimes, and Josh is a tryhard at it, and he cannot wait for the darts.
Honestly,
so
infatuated with it.
Make sure you tune into that, because
it'll be good indeed, won't it?
He's got very good insight into darts, as Josh.
Be very good indeed. But
if it were me, we'd just play 26, which is an inside game that we play.
nice and quick game, isn't it, in the end? But I'm going to say quite the opposite in this match. It hasn't really been a quick game, has it? It's been I wouldn't say slow and lethargic, but just lacking that attacking prowess from both sides. Somebody who can be a bit more clinical, which is mad to say when they play like Benzema's on the pitch.
It's exactly the word that I'd used, lacking. They're just lacking the final ball, the final touch. I mean, it should be maybe 1 or 2-0 to Real Madrid. We're just looking back at the chances that they've had, and they have had some nice clear-cut chances, especially early on in the game. And of course, you said about 25 minutes in, it'll be a question of ifs and buts and what ifs, and it absolutely is, and it could be that at full time as well.
It absolutely is indeed right now, and I think it comes back to the point I was saying earlier. Sevilla, 3 of their last 6 goals at home have all come in the last 10 minutes. Whether we're going to see that today or not, I don't know whether that run will continue.
Well, if they nick it in the last 10 or so minutes to get a winner, then that'll be limbs. It
will be big limbs indeed. It'll be drama across the board. Bibek said, Real Madrid, of course, tell us in the chat how I think the game's gone so far. Bibek, thanks for joining us.
We didn't even ask for predictions at the start of the game.
We didn't.
Put a prediction in now for the second half.
Yeah,
Go on.
Put a score prediction. We didn't even do our own.
No.
I'm not on the ball today.
I'm going to go 0-0. No, I'm going to go 1-0 to Sevilla. Just like you said, they're going to nick it.
I'm just going to go 2-2 for the whole. Then we get some goals in the second half.
There's going to be 4 goals in the second half?
Probably not. I'm wishful thinking, isn't it, more than anything. Shivan's put a few emojis to the stream. Thank you very much for joining us, Shivan. Chris put up the darts. Looking forward to that, of course, in a few weeks.
They're back scrapping, Josh.
And then the Rangers for life and Celtic for life. There's some drama going on in the chat here. At least Celtic are following the social distance rules. Social distancing from Rangers, mind the gap. Celtic for life's replied, "This is the same Neil Lennon who's won more titles than Rangers in the last decade." Which Rangers for life has replied, "Celtic love living in the past. Maybe Celtic should play a part in new Back to the Future film in the past." Fuck me. Jesus Christ. God. We love the drama. Keep it
Imagine if they were
boys.
Just the same person.
That'd make it even more exciting, to be honest. Just the fact that one guy could keep coming up with the same things would be quite cool indeed. But let's have a quick talk before we go back to this game. You can see on the top right hand, top right, not bottom. I don't know what I'm thinking. Top right hand corner, Bayern and Leipzig is the next game that's coming up, and it'll be right after us. In fact, they'll be live in about just above an hour. Bayern Munich, Leipzig. Bayern are in first, Leipzig are in second. Just how big is this game in the Bundesliga, considering, I don't know whether they're still losing or not, but I think Dortmund might still be losing to Eintracht Frankfurt.
So while we're doing that, I will check, because I do want to check the Mainz score as well. But as for the game, I mean, it's 1-1 at the moment.
Which, I mean, still for them is not a good result in terms of how things are going so far. But this match between Bayern and Leipzig, it's probably the biggest game of the season so far. Just how crucial is this game for Leipzig if they want to try and win the title this season?
Well, they need to win. That's the sad truth of it. They need to win. I thought Baku would score, but They need to win. That's the sad truth for Leipzig, and these are exactly the game. We've seen Bayern Munich the last couple of weeks have not been at their sparkling best in terms of the game against Werder Bremen, the game in midweek against Atletico. Last week they weren't really at their best when they beat whoever they played last week. They beat them 3-1. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, they've not Stuttgart. They've not really been at their best, but of course we know what Bayern Munich are like. They switch on for the big games.
They do indeed, and well, it's the biggest game of the season by a country mile. Bayern Munich. I don't know whether they're still without Lewandowski and Neuer. I don't know if they're back or not, which will be interesting, of course, to see what happens there in that match. And in that respect, if they're not there, are they going to be able to put the ball into the back of the net? Because we saw against Atletico Madrid, they weren't really that good at attacking-wise. They were lacking quite clearly Lewandowski up top to put the ball in the back of the net.
They were massively lacking Lewandowski, as we're just going to set Soccer Special up. And I think Rotherham's still losing 2-0, Josh.
Which is a shame. We're rubbish, aren't we?
You're staying up. But yeah, in terms of Bayern Munich, Lewandowski's the best striker in the world. You can't replace him with whoever you're going to put there.
Absolutely not. But it'll be an interesting game either way. Leipzig, of course, coming off the back of an incredible, probably the best game of the Champions League this season so far, the 4-3 victory against Istanbul Basaksehir here. Do you think that could give the side a lot of confidence going into this game? They've scored 4 goals. They look hungry right now. They're still well and truly in the race for the title, and potentially they could bridge a gap between themselves and the likes of Leverkusen and Dortmund lower down the table.
I mean, I think for RB Leipzig it's quite a big week, isn't it? Because they've got Bayern Munich tonight.
Yeah.
They've got Man United on Tuesday, and they arguably need to win both games to go through in the Champions League and to put a title bid in, and I think they might lose them both. I'm not going to lie.
It's mad, isn't it? It's a season-defining moment, and we're all in the first week of December.
This is what makes big clubs, I think. This is what defines you from a good team and a great team. Of course, they need to win tonight, and they need to win on Tuesday. But it's a big ask to beat Bayern Munich.
It's a massive ask indeed, and. Well, we've seen some incredible games in the past when these sides have faced off against each other. The 5-4 a couple of years ago, that was probably the best game in recent years in the Bundesliga.
The 0-0 last year.
Incredible.
Oh, Erling Haaland's in the stream. I thought he was injured.
Well, you must be watching on the Sports Corner. Good to see you in the stream, Haaland. Thank you for joining us. But a big game indeed, that is. Bayern Leipzig, they'll be live, Rowan and Kieren from about 5:15. It might be a little bit later, but they will be live before kick-off. Which will be at 5:30, and no doubt they'll have a very, very good game to watch indeed. And then very quickly, of course, one more game tomorrow, the North London derby between Spurs and Arsenal. Arsenal, big win against Rapid Vienna, which is quite sad to say, but it's been a pretty poor season from them so far.
I mean, they've been doing alright in the Europa League. It's just the league they can't seem to string a run of results together.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Tottenham on the other hand, they seem to be doing incredibly well right now. Of course, up towards the top ends of the league.
Second in their group at Tottenham.
They are indeed. That 3-3 draw against
Antwerp might go through top.
It's incredible, isn't it? But that game, fans are back in the stadium for the first time for Tottenham. Who do you think is going to win? Because I think this is the most open North London derby there's been.
I personally don't think there'll be a winner. I think that it'll be a draw, a score draw, maybe 1-1. I think. I mean, you'll be doing the watch on tomorrow. I would do a review if I wasn't at work. Unfortunately, I finished just as the game starts. So, I mean, I think it's 1-1. Got 1-1 written all over it.
It'll be interesting to see what happens in that game indeed. That'll be live on Twitch tomorrow. The reason why I'm saying about that game is because it'll be on twitch.tv. So if you're on the stream regularly and you're wondering why we're not live tomorrow with that match, we're going to be on Twitch for that. So the link's in the description below at the very bottom, twitch.tv/the top corner. There'll be the F1 watch-along on the channel instead for the Shakhtar Grand Prix, which is on at 5 o'clock. Hence why we couldn't have 2 streams going on at once. So join us on Twitch. I'll be live with that, with the North London derby. But as for now, let's have a look at your comments in the chat. Chris celebrating Carlisle 1-0 up in their game. Then he's predicted 1-1 between Tottenham and Arsenal, so draws.
It's a great prediction.
Left, right and centre potentially, and then Celtic and Rangers for Life are still going off in the chat right now. Celtic for Life saying Rangers can only dream of 9 in a row. The sad truth, it's not happening. While Rangers for Life is saying, well, 9 games without a win, I'd rather not dream of that. Definitely win 9 wins in a row. Unbelievable. Keep it coming, boys. It's nice drama for us because the players are just coming out. ahead of the second half, we said about it earlier, Kieren. What has to be done in this game for either of these sides to go on and try and get a victory?
Score a goal.
That's a very good start. As simple as it is, they need a goal, don't they?
I mean, I think for both sides it's crucial they get 3 points here, but I mean, I think Sevilla will be the happier of the two, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, Sevilla absolutely will be. They've dominated possession in this game so far. But
that's what he'll be shouting about.
I was wondering then.
I thought Dortmund had scored, but it's not. It's Oldham who scored.
But there is going to be a change at half-time here. Oliver Torres is coming on into the midfield for Sevilla. Let's find out who the change is for. It's actually going to be Munier coming off, so it might be Oliver Torres occupying a left wing position.
Might have been that injury that he got himself.
Potentially, I forgot about that there. So left wing Oliver Torres potentially in this game. That's the only change of the match here as Real Madrid look to come out for the second half, and you can see Zidane just.
It looks like he don't want to come out.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing with Zidane. There's so much pressure on him right now. Do you think that if they don't go through in the Champions League, he could get sacked?
Yes, definitely. I think if they drop down to Europa League, I think they'll get sacked.
It's mental, isn't it, to think that... I mean, the thing is, it's not even unlikely because they've got a tough game on their hands.
I'm not being funny, but their group, I thought they should have won.
Do you think?
Because Borussia Mönchengladbach is their first year in the Champions League, and as good as they've been, I think Real Madrid have got the best squad out of all of them in that group. I know Inter Milan have got good attackers, but player for player, Real Madrid have got the best squad in that group, and they should have won that group. They should have won that group easily, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that one. I think when you looked at the group initially, I think the order everyone would have probably had the group in is fourth Shakhtar, third Gladbach, second Inter, first Real.
Yeah.
And I just both of them, Inter and Real, have been absolutely... I'm not going to say awful because there's been points where they've looked all right, but they've been poor.
They have been. They've both been poor at points, and I mean, fair play to Gladbach for taking advantage of that, and they've won the games that they needed to, because it looks like they're pretty much favourites to go through. I mean, it's going to be a big game.
It's going to be a big game indeed, and we are underway with the second half of action between Sevilla and Real Madrid. We've already got a free kick within the first 30 seconds. Cal's put he wants Spurs to demolish Arsenal, and then Chris has put people expect Tottenham to win, but expect the unexpected. This season proves it can be proves that it can have a shot potentially with Arsenal winning.
That's what I mean. That's why I think it's got 1-1 written all over it.
Be an interesting game indeed, but we've got a free kick here for Sevilla, about 40 yards out. They're going to play it short onto the right back, Jesus Navas. Going to flick a ball into the box and trying to get it towards De Jong, who I think gets a very small touch on the ball, and Courtois, he tries to come out. The ball's not convincingly cleared away in this situation as Sevilla look to come forward once again here with Fernando on the left wing here.
He's done really well there to get to Oliver Torres, and I mean, Sevilla are enjoying a nice bit of possession at the start of this second half.
They are indeed, and I think that's the important thing for them. Get a flow in the game, because that first 15 minutes, it was all Real Madrid, and the last thing they want to do is give Real Madrid, once again, another kind of opening 15 minutes of attacking chances left, right and centre. And, well, if they can do the same to what Real Madrid did earlier, then even better for them. But it's going to be an interesting 45 to see what happens here. Both teams weren't clinical at all in that first half, and they've got a lot of work to do, both teams. Yeah,
it looks like Oliver Torres is deployed as that left winger, just like you said. Well, he's lining up there on the graphic that the Liga TV are showing.
Yeah, I mean, he used to play as a left winger for Porto before he moved to Sevilla, so it'd be interesting to see how long he stays there for, whether they maybe change system later on, as you said, go for two up top and have Oliver Torres move into the midfield in this game. But if you're new to the stream, there's a lot of you in the stream today. Do leave a like and subscription if you have enjoyed the watch along so far. Fantastic to see some new faces in the stream as always, and thanks for all the likes as well. It is very, very greatly appreciated. We are trying our best with our watch alongs over the Christmas period. It's a busy time in sports, isn't it?
It's going to be weird because, of course, if we do watch alongs in a few weeks' time, we'll all be in different places because we'll have gone home.
We will indeed. It's going to be interesting to see how that works, but I'll worry about that in a few weeks' time. 3 minutes on the clock here. I don't think Real Madrid really had a touch on the ball yet, have they, to be honest? In this second half, it's been all Sevilla right now.
What the fuck is that about?
God knows. I mean, Celtic for life and Rangers for life, they're still going off the chat. Celtic for life said Rangers fans getting arrogant as always. You may win title this season, but it will only be like Leicester winning the league, one season wonder. Oof. Rangers for life, he's replied. Celtic fans need to realise they're a 1 decade wonder. 2029, the silence of Celtic fans will fall. Ooh. Jesus Christ. Unbelievable. Keep them coming, boys. It's popcorn worthy, isn't it?
Aye. Wish I had some. But Sevilla coming forward and not giving the free kick back to Joan Jordan.
Could be a good chance here for them to go forward on that right wing position. It's Jesus Navas just occupying that position, and he's such a good player on his day. We talked about him right at the very start. You know, back in his day, when he was originally at Sevilla and at Manchester City, we predominantly knew him as the eccentric, pacey right winger. But the way he's changed his game is unbelievable, because there's not many players out there that kind of successfully turn into one of the best players in their position in the world.
There's a big chance for Sevilla and still come in. That's a terrible pass from Rakitic. But yeah, I know what you mean. He's reinvented himself quite well, like I said, in the first half, and I think there's only a select few people I can think of that have really done that, and I mean, the one that comes to my mind is probably Antonio Valencia.
Yeah.
But apart from that, nobody else has really done that. I mean, Ashley Young as well, but
it's just the way he's gone about it. You know, he's one of the best right backs in the world, and I can happily say that
currently. Yeah.
Because I guess the full back positions probably lack a lot of world class talent. You know, you can name God knows how many wingers and centre backs and midfielders that are world class. I feel like the right back position is one of those where there is a very, very select few players that you can class as world class.
I can think of one.
I can think of two, but one of them doesn't technically play as a right back anymore.
Who are you thinking of?
Trent and Kimmich.
I was thinking of Trent because I thought that's what I mean. I thought Kimmich were a midfielder, but it's the thing, isn't it? Like, who else is a world class right back these days?
It's tough, isn't it? Because I can't think of many world class right backs, and it's a debate to have. And if you can think of one that has gone over our heads, then put in the chat who's a world class right back. No doubt, Tavernier is going to pop up in a second in the chat. Which he's not a bad player. He's a former Rotherham man, so I respect the opinion there.
And I love him because he scores penalties, and so does Bruno Fernandes.
Exactly, he's an absolute god in that respect. But I can't think of many players in both positions. Bless you.
Thank you.
Both positions, in the left back and the right back, where there's.
I think there's more left backs than right backs.
Oh yeah, I mean left backs. There's quite a few.
Alphonso Davies, Andrew Robertson,
Alex Tellez.
Alex Tellez, is it?
I'd say Alex Tellez is a world class left back on his day. I'd have said he was up there. When he was at Porto, he was wanted by everyone possible pretty much. But
yeah,
I guess you can't look at Alex Tellez too much now because he's only had a few games at Manchester United, hasn't he? Really.
I mean, I don't think you lose your world class status if you transfer clubs, but I do understand. But I don't know. He's a very, very good left back.
He's very good. He's a really good player on his day. And then I guess you can go down other players. You could say, well, is Alexandro a world-class left-back on his day? Probably not now. He was maybe a few years ago.
Marcelo was as well, but not now. It's weird, isn't it, to think that it just seems to get less and less every year.
Yeah, it's one of those positions where it's dwindling in terms of world-class players, but there's a chance here for... Oh, the bicycle kick from De Jong, and I nearly got... incredibly excited because that would have been the goal to open this game up, and it was Luke De Jong with a
what a ball
acrobatic effort.
What a ball by Campos, and he just catches it, and he doesn't direct it towards the corner. It's just straight at Courtois. And I mean, Josh, that's their first shot on target.
I was going to say it's a positive in terms of it being a shot on target, but that would have been perfect to be the difference maker in this game. It was a good effort, but as you said,
he's caught it well. Good cross from Navas it was.
It was a really good cross, and it's just as you said, you've got to hit that into the corner, haven't you, rather than straight at Courtois.
Direct it one of the other ways, but I mean, Sevilla have definitely started the better of the two sides so far in the second half, and it's a good chance, it's a half chance at least.
It's a very good chance, and that will certainly brighten up this Sevilla side in the first couple of minutes of the second half, because as I said, about 5 minutes ago, once again, it feels like Real Madrid's not had a touch on the ball yet in this second half. It's been pretty much what Sevilla had to face for the first 15 minutes of the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's the weathering of the storm that Real Madrid have got to go through here, and Sevilla will have to face it in the second half at some point as well.
Absolutely, and it's some defensive work there at the back from Sevilla. They're going to play it out to the right wing position. Sorry, where Jesus Navas is currently occupying, and now he's got to chase back because Vinicius Junior is bombing forward on that left, and it's a 1-2 between Benzema and Vinicius. It's come back to Benzema, but really good defending at the back from, I've got to say, probably the best player on the pitch so far, Diego Carlos.
Yeah, him and Fernando did a good piece of defending, and coming the other way now, Josh Campos, he skipped past Nacho.
Tries to flick a ball towards De Jong, doesn't get to him in the end, and Oliver Torres was occupying the space, and unfortunately it doesn't get to either player, and now it's Real Madrid can counter, and Benzema again.
I was about to say it's opening up, Josh, but here comes Sevilla again.
Good chance here potentially for the substitute Oliver Torres, going to lay the ball into the midfield to the path of I think it is
Rakitic.
I thought it was Rakitic. I didn't want to say that then because he's had a bit of a short haircut now, hasn't he, Rakitic? And eventually the ball is going to be given back to Real Madrid, and Ivan Rakitic, what a player he was back in his day. Interested to see him back at Sevilla now.
He's still a good player. I think he's still, a few years ago I think he was in that world class bracket, but of course when you get older you lose a bit of pace, and he's still an absolutely world class player. I
think he's another one of those players that got, when we were talking about earlier, players that get disrespected by clubs. I think he was incredibly disrespected by Barcelona because the amount of times he used to score fairly clutch goals for them was quite often.
Yeah, I mean, he's such a good player to have in your team, and I think you think of that Croatia squad that went so far in the World Cup, and him and Modric were such a massive part of that.
Absolutely, they were very, very focused. We've got an incredible midfield, Croatia, on their day. But Cal's put in the chat, Celtic jealous of Rangers because Rangers are going to win the league and go through the Europa League. Celtic having temper tantrums and throwing all their toys out the pram. Oh, it's getting feisty in this chat now. It's Sevilla and Real Madrid, and Rangers and Celtic have dominated the chat so far. And the Rangers for life has put winning it for everyone in Europe here, Celtic fans.
Well, Josh, you might want to look at the screen because there's a good chance for Real Madrid. But Filamendi plays the ball across, and Vinicius Junior has slid it home, and we do finally have a goal.
There we go, and the man who had a plethora of opportunities in that first half to put the ball into the back of the net finally gets the goal, and it's 1-0 Real Madrid, and you could say maybe a little deserved.
Slightly against the run of play, I think.
Yeah, no, I would say so. I mean, they've had the better of the chances in the game, but in the second half, that first 10 minutes, that's probably the first couple of touches down on the ball, really.
I mean, it's been coming for a little while, and it's a really good little pass from Benzema to get Filamendi in behind on the overlap, as we've been talking about earlier on. It's a good first time ball from Filamendi. Vinicius Junior onside, and he doesn't even get a good touch on it because he slides it into. Does he even get a touch on that?
I don't think he gets a touch.
Well, I think it might be a Bono own goal. We're going to see it here. Does Vinicius Junior get a touch? I think he might get a slight touch on that, Josh.
It's quite awkward, isn't it? Because this might be the angle to see here.
I think he gets a touch on that.
Very, very small touch, but from the angle we saw a moment ago, it didn't look like he got a touch of the ball at all, did it?
But again, poor goalkeeping by Bono.
Is indeed, and well, Real Madrid have got the advantage in this game. It's 1-0 to them, and Vinicius Junior, the man who will have been under a little bit of scrutiny in that first half.
Well, we were talking about clutch goals, and that is a very, very big clutch goal for Real Madrid in their season.
It's a massive clutch goal indeed, and it'll be interesting to see what happens in this second half, because they're coming forward once again, and effectively the ball has been put out of play there from Vinicius Junior.
Well, could have gotten again.
Yeah, and you can see
he does get a definite touch on it. They slowed it down, show the replay, definite touch. Vinicius Junior.
Very, very slight touch on the ball, but he won't care either way. He will be happy he's just got a goal to his name, and well, it'll be interesting to see what Sevilla do here. Do they keep the same system for now, or do they look at potentially maybe bringing on some players? We said about maybe going to up top at some point.
I mean, they've got to chase the game now, which will mean more space for Real Madrid in behind, and of course they just hit Sevilla on the counter attack, and if they did that again, then it could get quite ugly for Sevilla tonight. But they have got a free kick edge of the centre circle.
Yeah, they have indeed, and of course that's the worry. Sevilla do not want to let this game get out of hand, and we saw that first 50 minutes. I keep alluding to with the fact that they were just dominating the game, and they had a plethora of opportunities on goal. And well, Oliver Torres has gone down here. There's going to be a free kick given in this situation for Sevilla, and just as we say that, they are going to make some changes. I think there was 2 players there. Looking like they were going to come on, so we'll find out who they are in just a moment. But look at the chat. Carl's Pot, I'm being biased here, but I think Seamus Coleman is still one of the best right backs in the league. And then Carl's Pot, can't let Rangers of Celtic fans have all the fun, can we now? Seamus Coleman.
No comment.
I always feel like every single time Seamus Coleman plays, and this is completely going off topic, I always feel like the stat comes up of they only bought him for like 20 grand or whatever it is. You know, when one player just has a stat kind of stuck
like the
to
bloody
them.
Serge Gnabry one.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. I was Serge Gnabry. They're like, oh, you used to play for West Brom. It's always the same with
Chance
Coleman.
for Sevilla here, Josh.
There is indeed.
Going back to the football.
Well, they're coming forward here on the right. Once again, it's been the predominant point. Laid off towards De Jong, and this time his connection on the ball is a little bit too weak, and it goes straight into the hands of Thibaut Courtois.
It was a good ball in from Jules Koundé, to be fair to him, but I mean, De Jong just didn't get the right connection on the header, and Ferland Mendy's done brilliant to accelerate a pass too, and he's asking a lot of Vinicius Junior to get to that.
He's asking a hell of a lot of him there. It's an incredibly heavy pass towards Vinicius Junior on the left wing, and well, as you would expect, Bono gets the ball, and well, we are going to see some changes in a moment for Sevilla. We're getting towards that half an hour stage of the match, and so far they were playing quite well, weren't they, for the first 15 minutes?
Well, we say that they played quite well there to win a free kick up.
It's going to be a
yellow card for Luka Modric, as Josh had just said, and it's 3-0 to Coventry. Josh,
switch it off, turn it off. I don't want to see any more. Rowan's just putting the chat on. Switch it off, get it gone. And no doubt
we're going to see the goalie. Is it Jamal Blackman?
Switch it off. I don't want to see no more on this game. Unbelievable. But we've got a free kick here, which Coventry scored from in their game. I'm a Rotherham fan, by the way. West Shine. We've got a free kick here for Sevilla. Ivan Rakitic. He's standing over this, and I think this is going to be hit into the box. Diego Carlos, one of the players who looks to have come forward here, and this is a big set-piece opportunity for Sevilla.
I mean, they're all up there, but I mean, if this doesn't get a Sevilla head, they could get caught on the counter here, and here we go.
Big chance indeed. Rakitic standing over it.
Where do you aim it if you're Rakitic?
He's just going to hit it into the middle, and it was a really poor free kick, and I'm surprised Courtois has not tried to hit on the break here.
I think he saw Modric telling him not to, because Modric had his arms out saying calm it down, slow it down, but
I would disagree with Modric there. I would have gone for them, as you said. Everybody was up pretty much apart from Koundé, but the ball's been given away here for Real Madrid, and De Jong going to lay the ball off.
Rakitic.
Oh, good block there in the end. I think it was Modric and Varane who just kept tight towards Rakitic, but they've got the ball back once again here. Sevilla trying to put the pressure on Real Madrid, but the ball's been given away.
And it's turned very feisty very quickly, this game, Josh.
It has indeed, and can they come forward here?
Oh, great tackle from Ocampos on Toni Kroos.
Really good work indeed.
They've won it back to Real Madrid, and there's a ball on for Rodrigo.
That touch there, just a little bit awkward for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, Diego Carlos defended it quite well as well. It's become very, very end-to-end at the moment. Oh, that's a foul, surely, by Nacho. It is free kick to Sevilla, but quite a good second half so far.
Been really good. I mean, I'd be interested to see what players come on in the second. As I said, I think there was two players who looked like they were getting ready to come on in this game, but Sevilla coming forward here. Potential chance to get that equalising goal in the game. It was a run from Ocampos, going to lay the ball off into Joan Jordan. It was just outside the box, but yeah, as you said, about 5 players around him, and now Real Madrid trying to come on the counter-attack here.
It just looks like no real desire to counter him. Have they been told to maybe just calm it down a little bit? But
I don't get that, because Sevilla are obviously going to have to push numbers forward in this game, and as we said, with the free kick, I think one of the only players back was Koundé, and I think Navas was back as well. Take them on, because I think they could get a second goal in this game and kill it off. And
there's a chance here for Rodrigo's wide right.
He's going to try and dance his way through the defence. It's very tight right now. 2 players around Rodrigo. Lays it off to Modric, now to Lucas Vazquez, and I think there's going to be a free kick here in a very decent position to flick this into the box. And as you said, I've got to agree with you, this game has it's definitely been very good in this last 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, I mean, we look at the way the both teams have come out, and they've both kind of gone for it. I know Sevilla have got the goal down, but I don't think that'll really faze them, of course, because, I mean, before the game, if they could have got a point out of this game, they'd have probably been biting your hand off.
Oh, absolutely. Even when Real Madrid at their worst point, they're still a tough side to come up against.
He's still not cleaned his cut.
I thought half time he'd cleaned it, but there's a good chance here for Real Madrid to flick this into the box. I'd say it's about 35 yards out on the right wing, and Varane is one of those players that we're looking towards. Kroos flicks the ball into the box, and it's
Nacho got his head to it.
Not the most convincing header in the world, and there are going to be three changes, and En-Nesyri, Godelj and Sousa are all going to come on, and I think maybe we might see Rakitic, De Jong and a Campos come off in this situation. So let's see who comes off.
Number 9 is De Jong. Jordan's coming off.
So Jordan is the first player off. Godelj is on, a bit more defensive experience there. Godelj! Honestly, might have a moment like that again. Sousa is coming on. That's for De Jong. And of course En-Nesyri is coming on. And Rakitic.
So they are going. They're not going to up top, but they are going a little bit more direct in the fact of getting an extra man in that midfield and getting one extra out wide as well. I mean,
I'm surprised with that. I thought they were going to stay 2 up top in this situation because, you know, De Jong in the second half had a few, decent extra little chances.
He had the overhead kick, didn't he?
Well, we got excited, but we might be able to get excited with Godelj in a little bit because if you're a regular viewer on the channel, you know what happened in the Euros playoffs.
Josh took his own speakers out.
We're coming forward here on the left wing. Oh man, I kind of hope we do get a chance for Godelj. I'm not going to lie.
Just don't take my ears out, please.
I won't, don't you worry. I'll blow your eardrums out. We're going to be on the right wing right now with, I think, Sousa. First few touches in this game. Be interested to see what he brings into the match.
Here he is, Godelj.
Here he is. Take on an effort, Godelj. He's a little bit too far out here. Just at the halfway line. And, let's see what happens here in these next 5 or 10 minutes because these severe substitutions are going to have to make an instant impact. And, well, there could be a good chance here for a Campos to come forward.
He's found Sousa.
Lays the ball off into the path of Sousa, who seems to be occupying a position in the midfield right now for a brief moment. And the ball's gone flicked all the way back to Diego Carlos here.
It has done.
Now to the left wing. Can they have an opportunity in this game?
Go on, hit it, Godelj.
Hit it.
Hit it.
Oh. That's what we're going to be kind of praying for the next 25 minutes. Ball flicked to the left-hand side. Could be a good opportunity here to flick the ball into the box. Oliver Torres flicks
That's a really good ball, and En-Nesyri was there. It's going to come to Sousa on the volley.
Let's not speak about that effort. That was a little bit too bit wayward there.
Well, it was either going in the top bins or going into the top of the stands, and unfortunately it was the latter.
I think he's gone out of the stadium in that situation. Bloody hell.
Unfortunately it was the latter for Sevilla.
As indeed, and well, we're just seeing that goal there from Vinicius Junior. So he's going to celebrate it, isn't he? He's got the touch on the ball in the end.
The slightest of touches. I think Rodrigo might be coming off here. He is coming off. Who's replacing him? Is it Asensio?
Asensio potentially here. So Rodrigo's off, and Asensio comes on.
Asensio.
Do you know what's weird with Asensio? Because he had that spell, didn't he? Right at the start of his kind of Real Madrid career, where he was unbelievable, and then that injury just killed off his Real Madrid career. I do feel sorry for him.
Yeah, I still think he's a really good player. I think he needs to move away from Real Madrid though. But then again, who do you go to?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know what Asensio's level is because he's still so young, and I think, because he had such a long-term injury, we won't probably see the best of him.
I think
again.
I think he could still play at the highest level. I think he's such a good player. He's so intelligent, and he can play, of course, behind the striker, on the wing, in the midfield. He's a very versatile player. I
don't think we'll see the form that he was in before at Real Madrid, but I'm going to stop for a second because there's a chance here. En-Nesyri, he's a 2-on-1, but some great defending at the back there from Varane. And, well, that was not a good sliding tackle.
He's going to win the free kick here. I think it's from, is it Ferland Mendy, who made the challenge in the end and studs up, of course. So it's going to be checked by Vinicius Junior, I think, actually. Or Casemiro. Of course, we don't watch it with audio, so we don't actually know who's made the foul. It is Vinicius. Studs were up on his knees there.
Studs were up. He did get first touch on the ball, but I don't think that means much in the situation.
The follow-through's taken En-Nesyri out because En-Nesyri, I don't think he's going to get out for it, but I mean, dangerous one for Vinicius Junior. Of course, that could end a career.
It can indeed, and well, I said we can't have volume on because of copyright, but nothing's going to be given in this situation. But a free kick for Sevilla is given in the end. Sousa is the man standing over this. Big opportunity in this game. Once again, another set piece. Can they take advantage?
Got to get it on the money. If they want to win this game, they're going to need a goal soon.
They definitely do indeed. 20 minutes left of this match. Ball's flicked into the box, and it's not convincing at all, but there's a bit of bobble in the box. Ball comes down to Jules Koundé, who... Well, we don't know in this situation whether he's onside or not, but the play will continue.
I think he was onside. No, he was offside. You're exactly right, Josh.
And I thought that. I've started to learn the rule of the game now. I try to not get too excited because I know now with the new rule, and we keep saying it every kind of couple of weeks, that the rule, of course, that play has to continue until the phase is finished. But I think we could just see here.
No, he's onside.
He's onside. I think that's a...
Is it when Diego Carlos... Yeah, when Diego Carlos gets a slight touch on it, Koundé's left leg is offside. I mean, if you're Jules Koundé in that situation, when you've got the ball, though, if you're not offside, what do you do?
There's not much you can do in that situation, is there? There's nobody to lay the ball off to, and you can't exactly go on the turn and hit a shot because you're just going to hit it straight into the path. I think it was Varane who was next to him, so there's not much that I can do. In Sevilla here, 22 minutes left on the clock. We've had our first change of the game for Real Madrid. We've had 3 changes for Sevilla. If you don't know the rules, of course, they can have 5 substitutions in the match. Do you think we'll see a few more Real Madrid changes soon?
Yeah, I think probably in a couple more minutes' time, but Sevilla have got a good chance here. Suso trying to put one on the head of an Ensir. It's a really good defensive header from Varane, though.
Still maybe an opportunity for Sevilla to come forward, and eventually it's going to be a free kick for Real Madrid.
It's been given as a throw-in, I think. But yeah, I mean, since Suso's come on, they've looked a lot more dangerous, Sevilla. His balls into the box have been absolutely fantastic so far. But Real Madrid just need to be careful because it is only 1-0, of course, and anything can happen in 20 minutes.
This is what I mean. It has been, as we said, I think about 10 minutes ago, where they look like they're quite happy right now with a 1-0 result. They don't seem too majorly fussed about pushing forward in numbers, trying to get a second and kill the game off. Do you know what it reminds me of right now? It reminds me of a very Atletico Madrid performance.
Yeah.
But they're not as defensive as what Atletico Madrid would be, but there doesn't seem to be much of a desire to go forward.
I think the substitutes have really helped this game for Sevilla, because I think Oliver Torres has been really good since he's come on. Suso's been very good since he's come on. Ennessiri's not had the ball as much as he'd probably liked, but that little flurry he had a little while ago when he knew that free kick for his side, and it's there for Sevilla. Like you said, even though it's 1-0 to Real Madrid, they're there for the taking.
Absolutely, I agree on that. And when I say it's like Atletico Madrid performance, that's nothing bad. Absolutely bad in no way, because look at how Atletico Madrid are doing so far. But there's a chance here for Sevilla to come forward. That ball tender series just a little bit too weak there from, I think it was Oliver Torres. But Real Madrid now coming forward. Well, I was going to say coming forward, but the ball's been laid off quite bizarrely from Casemiro. I think it was into the path of Modric. A bit awkward in that situation, and as you can see, just passing round the back, they seem quite comfortable right now, quite calm. Yeah,
I think they're trying to just slow the game down a little bit, play to their strengths. Poor pass from Modric, give the ball away.
Very poor pass indeed. And Benzema, we've not seen much of him at all in this game. There was the one opportunity inside the box where there was a good save from Bono, but haven't seen anything in the match. We said earlier, there's no striker on the bench to bring on, no Mariano.
I think he's been pretty poor today, Benzema.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing, though. Who do you bring on? You can't really take him off, can you? Because he is the main focal point of the team, and unfortunately for Real Madrid, he's just not been at it this afternoon.
I think Real Madrid, they need to go out there and get somebody in the market, a pacey striker.
Yeah.
Somebody, because Benzema's the poacher mould, isn't he? He's not necessarily the quickest, but he'll be in the box in the right positions at the right time to put the ball in the back of the net. I think they need somebody like a Timo Werner.
Yeah, and I mean that'd fit the team quite well if they could get a Timo Werner-like player, but it's easier said than done.
Yeah, I'm going to say the question is who's in the market to buy. I mean, the one player I think every Real Madrid fan for the last year has been screaming out for is Mbappe, but it's not exactly an easy situation, is it, to bring someone like that in? But
I mean, it looks like Neymar's going to be probably leaving PSG at the end of the season. Did you see what he came out and said? Rotherham have scored, Josh.
Ooh.
It's 3-1.
Shame we've left it too late.
It's a penalty, but Rotherham have scored.
I was going to say, with the whole situation at PSG, they want Messi, and Neymar wants Messi to be there, so I don't know what happens in that situation. But in terms of a striker in the market, who is there that's a pacey striker that is in the Real Madrid mould?
I don't know.
I can't think of
Lautaro Martinez?
Yeah. He's probably the one off the top of my head that is probably the closest we get to a kind of a pacey clinical striker. But there's a bit of a fight here between Joan Jordan and Lucas Vazquez to get the ball. It was an original tackle from Fernando that had gone all the way to the left wing that looked like it was quite a decent opportunity. And Alex Vidal's just going to throw the ball out here. With 18 minutes left on the clock, time is starting to run out for Sevilla. They are going to get a little bit more desperate, and you would expect a few more numbers to be pushed forward here.
Yeah, sorry, we're just checking the Man United team for the game later. But yeah, I think Sevilla probably will push a few men forward, because if they're going to get beat, they might as well get beat 2-0, trying to make it 1-1.
Absolutely. Nervous times indeed. Sevilla pushing forward once again in this game. Can they get that equalising goal? I mean, I'm just going to very quickly look at the Liga table, because as it currently stands, with this result being a 1-0 win to Real Madrid, it means that Real Madrid go into third place with, well, they don't have any games in hand, unfortunately for them. They're on 20 points, 4 points behind Real Sociedad. Sevilla staying fifth on 16 points. You can see Atletico Madrid, they've got 2 games in hand, only 1 point behind Real Sociedad.
Not lost a game yet.
You can see potentially a gap starting to grow in La Liga.
Yeah, a massive one at the moment, and I mean, Sevilla are coming forward though, Josh, and there's a good chance for Fernando, but Casemiro kind of half defended it well. Oh, and there's going to be a free kick right on the edge of the area.
This is a good chance.
This is a very good chance for the likes of Suso and Ocampos to be over. Gadelge is also there, Josh.
Oh, here we go. He can make up for the Gadelge.
Oh, and it's right on his heel there.
Yeah, it's the right decision in there, in the end there from the referee. And well, this is a big opportunity in the game. First free kick, I think, in a decent position for Sevilla today.
I mean, Gadelge is there, Josh.
Oh, let's get excited.
Gadelge is there.
Can I make up for the Euro playoff where I thought he'd scored the most incredible goal I'd witnessed for quite some time?
I hope he scores him. Please let Gadelge score.
I just want it for my sake, but he is standing over it.
You just got to get a shot on target here.
Yeah, and he looks like he's stepping up to take it.
Gadelge.
Big opportunity in this match.
Oh,
15 minutes
score.
left on the clock.
It's going to take some effort to beat Courtois from here, though.
It is indeed. He's going to have to try and hit this into the top left-hand corner. This has to be a world-class free kick.
He's got to get it up and down very quickly. Here he goes.
Gadelge goes free. Oh, it's just wide. And we thought we were going to get the equalising goal in the game.
I thought it was in.
I thought it was. It was the side netting.
Oh, what a free kick, though.
Do you know what? We said he had to get it up and down. He just needed a little bit more curl on that. Otherwise, that was a perfect free kick.
I mean, Gadelge almost was reborn there. And Josh can't believe it.
Oh, and for my sake, as a big Gadelge fan, I thought we were going to get that goal to equalise in the match. But ultimately, it's still 1-0 to Real Madrid. And they're going to get a free kick here.
Gadelge getting the yellow card.
This is not what we want to see, and he's complaining to the referee, and I think that's the right decision from the ref there.
Yeah, Gadelge getting the yellow card. Josh, what do you think about that?
As a major Gadelge fan, I'm not happy with that, but in the end, it is the right decision. You know, he's gone to back heel it. Toni Kroos, he's taken him out. Right decision there from the ref.
I mean, good chance for Real Madrid now to get a little bit of possession and stop this sustained attacking from Sevilla.
I would expect a few Real Madrid changes soon. I mean, who do you bring on? Because I'm just going to very quickly get the bench up on the screen for those of you that don't know who's on. And of course, for Real Madrid, they've already brought on Asensio in this game. There's no one really there defensive to bring on apart from Militao.
Probably Adriozola or Ødegaard, maybe. Isco.
It really depends on how they want to play out the rest of this match, because they still look, to me, fairly defensive in this game. Doesn't seem to be much of an intent to go forward. It's quite weird indeed from this Real Madrid side so far. Very different performance to what you'd expect. But Sevilla coming forward once again here, and with Real Madrid sitting back, Sevilla are getting exactly what they want.
I mean, they're just getting the ball, but that's going to be a throw into Real, and that's not what they wanted. I mean, they just got to try and nick a goal, I think, Real Madrid, to really finish this tie off.
They do indeed, because
the next goal is crucial in this game, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. If we do get the next goal in this game, that's the thing. We've got 13 minutes left. And
your stat that you said about Sevilla when they score in the last 10 minutes.
Oh, well, it might not be Sevilla scoring. It could be Real Madrid because they're coming forward here. Big chance, ball's flicked into the box. No one's there. Koundé heads it and it's cleared away.
Diego Carlos has just wiped Lucas Vazquez out.
I don't know whether the ref's seen it here, but Modric has got the ball back either way.
Oh, lovely turn.
Here's Casemiro. If there's anything, he knows he likes to hit long-range effort. Going to lay the ball towards Benzema, but he's Good defending there from Koundé just to shrug Benzema away, and big opportunity goes wide there for Real Madrid. Big chance indeed.
What's Kyle saying?
Kyle's put, hi Kieren, are you confident of United playing one and beating West Ham later on?
Every time I'm confident we don't win, so I'm going to say no. We don't play well against West Ham, so we might get beat.
Yeah, I said don't to not be confident, and then I guess it might work out in your favour.
I bet Rowan's got itty shafts. Cambridge have just got one back in 92nd minute.
Oh Jesus, nervous times there in that one. Nervous times for Sevilla as well. 12 minutes left. Pushing forward in this game. They've had so many opportunities in this match.
Do you think if they got one before the 85th minute, they could go on and win it?
Yeah, I do. I genuinely do. The momentum is in their favour right now. They've had pretty much the majority of the ball in the last 10 minutes. I'd be quite interested, in fact, to see what possession is in this last 10-15 minutes, because I'd assume the majority of it's Sevilla. And I'm looking at the stats for the whole game. They've only had one shot on target, which was the acrobatic De Jong effort, but they've had 60% possession in the game. They need to get something soon. They need a few more efforts on target.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting to that point where they just need to start trying to just feed balls forward to Enesiri, who's not really had much of the ball since he's come on.
In fact, I've barely seen him in this in the second half since he has come on.
No, you're exactly right. That's a great header though by Navas.
Could be a chance here for Sevilla. There's been a lot of play on that right hand side of the pitch.
Suso.
And Suso, gonna go for the long range effort. Oh my lord! It nearly went in. That would have been an absolute screamer from Suso.
What a goal that would have been! The way he just danced through. There's a couple of those players, Toni Kroos and Nacho, left on their arses. Bodied. And the curling effort is just a few yards wide. What a goal that would have been.
And that we said they needed an effort in this game. I think that might be the effort to spark them to life. And
God. What a chance.
So excited.
What a chance for Sevilla to equalise. And Diego Carlos, I think, might be coming off. Yep, he is coming off for Idrissi.
Be interested to see what he can do.
Offensive change for Sevilla.
They've got to go for it. I think if you're Lopetegui, you're looking at it in this situation saying, we've been the better side in this second half. We shouldn't be 1-0 down, realistically.
No, I agree with you, but like I said, I think it's if you're going to lose 2-0 trying to make it 1-1 or trying to get back in the game at some point. As of yet, they've not really had much in terms of clear-cut chances in the second half, but that chance from Suso was really, really nice. If that had gone in.
I mean, this has been a great game to watch.
It has been a good game to watch, to be fair, even though it's only 1-0. This second half's been very entertaining. It's
been really enjoyable to watch indeed. And Sevilla, as you would expect, they're coming forward once again here. 9 minutes left on the clock to try and get something back in this game. Chris is celebrating the fact that they've just beat Bradford 1-0. Good win for Carlisle today. Don't you know, pump it up. Carlisle are going up, and hopefully we might be saying here, don't you know, pump it up.
Oldham are going up.
Oldham are going up, you never know. Well, I think Sevilla fans are hoping that they can get a point here, or at least 3 points. I think if I was Sevilla, go for the win. Go for it. They're trying so hard, and there could be another chance here.
Suso.
Can lay it off to Navas, who has been occupying the right wing position for the majority of this second half. Going to flick it onto the left hand side this time as Alex Vidal gets the ball. He's been a lot more attacking in this second half. What can they do here? Idrissi lays it off to Vidal, but his pass is a little bit too heavy, and somehow he kept that ball in play. And nervy times now for Real Madrid with 9 minutes left on the clock.
I mean, this is big teams win the games when they don't play well. It's a sign of a good team if you don't play well and you win.
It is indeed, and they've been pretty much for the majority of the second half being on the back of just constant waves of severe attacks, and you can see, look at how many players have been pushed up the pitch. It's pretty much free at the back right now for Sevilla.
Playing as a centre half, Josh. What do you think about that?
Well, it's a shame because we'd like to see him score the winner in this game.
He might score the winner if he gets another free kick.
You never know. Potentially, maybe a corner at some point could come into the match. But if you're watching this game, tell us what you think of the match, because it's been a good game. It's been a very enjoyable match to watch, and I think we are into that 10 minutes, Kieren. If you don't know the start, I said it earlier. Out of the last 6 goals Sevilla have scored at home, 3 of them have been in the last 10 minutes.
A lovely flick from Oliver Torres to get Suso in and Idrissi. And there's a lot of space for Idrissi down the left-hand side.
Flick this into Enesiri. He's going to play it short this time to Oliver Torres. Now into Alex Vidal. Some good football here from Sevilla, but Real Madrid keeping compact.
They had to go backwards, which is disappointing. But
Very
Suso's opened the shot up again, and It's going to go out for a corner, I think.
Oh, I thought that was a really poor shot in the end there, but it looks like Suso's got away with that one. Big corner here. Goodell's coming up maybe for this.
Tony Kroos with a bolognese on his face. And there's a chance now for Sevilla to get back in this. Get Goodell on the end of this, Josh. Edge of the area, a volley from Goodell.
Well, they're going to play it short. Vidal into Torres, back into the box.
Oh,
potential
Benzema.
Chance here, but Benzema with good defending, and now this could be the chance for Real Madrid to come forward. It's Vinicius Junior. He gets round one. It's 1-on-1 potentially here.
Against
Still
Navas.
going, dancing his way, but Navas.
He had
Good
Benzema
defending.
with him, and Benzema is absolutely. Oh, he was not happy with Vinicius Junior there.
I don't think he's ever happy with Vinicius Junior, to be honest, but Navas there just showing why he is one of the best right backs in world football. Just watched him all the way, waited till the right point, went straight for him, easy tackle, got the ball back.
It looked like Vinicius Junior had a really good chance there to make it 2-0 and pretty much see off the game, but Goodell's coming forward for Sevilla, Josh.
Very exciting indeed. Vidal lays it off into the path of Oliver Torres, who is on that left wing right now. Going to pass it into Goodell. He can hit this. He's going to hit it. It's the right wing.
He can hit this.
Lays it to Navas. Some good football here from Sevilla. But we've been saying good football.
I really want them to score, because that would make the last 5 minutes so entertaining.
Hopefully so. Goodell lays it off to the left back position.
Get it back to him.
I thought he was going to go back to Goodell's there. It's into Oliver Torres.
They're just playing on the edge of the area, not really doing anything with the ball. Now a ball can come into the box potentially. Navas whips one in and a Campos. He's headed away.
Some expert defending right now from Real Madrid, and there's going to be a free kick here.
Free kick, Goodell's territory, Josh.
Oh, well, it might be a little bit too far out, I think, for Goodell's to take this here. But
never too far for Goodell.
He'll be standing over it. And while it looked like they were going to try and take it short, but the referee's going to bring it back in. Cards put great stream, guys. Sadly, I have to go, but unfortunately won't be able to join you for the Bayern Leipzig game. I have to charge per phone for the United watch along. Bye for now. Thank you very much, Carl, for joining us as always. Greatly appreciated, buddy.
Mate.
Thank you very much. But 6 minutes left here. Big chance here for Sevilla to come forward. Goodell lays the ball off to Vidal. He's got plenty of space to run into.
Oh,
good chance here. Koundé.
A Campos on the turn. Corner.
Big chances. Big chances.
When En-Nesyri touched the ball there, could he not have left it for one of his teammates there?
I thought he was going to. But you can see
a chance from Suso again.
Oh my god, it was such a good effort.
He's inches wide.
It's a shame it didn't even clip the bar or anything.
Here we go, Josh.
Corner's going to be lofted in.
Terrible
and it's
call.
an awful corner. Really, really poor indeed. And while they've been going short for the majority of the corners today, I think they should have gone short, but they're going to come forward on that right wing.
That's a better one! What a save!
Oh, it's a massive chance there for a Campos on the bicycle kick, and Courtois.
What a save that was. Oh, and there might be a chance. Benzema is in behind the Sevilla defence. He's on the angle at the left-hand side. He's on his own. He's got whoever that Asensio with him. Benzema onto his right foot, left foot. He's
Oh, well,
what was Bono doing there?
It was a little chance, and it's going to be a Real Madrid corner here, I think. And, well, it was a big chance for Benzema, but he had no one next to him, did he?
Oh, what a chance for a Campos. He just didn't get enough power on it. It's a really good connection, but he just doesn't get the right amount of power on it to force it in. And I mean, Goodell's lurking there, Josh.
He is. He could have gone for the rebound, but we go from one Sevilla corner to a Real Madrid corner now. This game has been fantastic to watch in the second half.
The second half's been very good.
Been really, really enjoyable, and the corner's going to be taken short here by Real Madrid. Modric laid into the path of Ferland Mendy, going to flick it into the box towards Benzema. Ball's going to come out here towards Lucas Vazquez, I think. Flicked into the box, trying to get it towards
That's a
Benzema.
good header from Koundé.
Doesn't head it in the end, and still coming forward here. Vazquez on the right wing. Another good cross into the box, and well,
Tony Kroos, what are you doing, lad? That's a really good chance to counter here. A lot of Real Madrid players still caught upfield, but Sevilla going to have to slow it down. There's nobody. It has gone down as a Bono own goal on the Liga TV, but I'm pretty sure that Vinicius Junior got a touch on that.
I don't know whether they'll count that as the fact it would have been maybe off target.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Maybe the touch wasn't going on target, but Oliver Torres trying to get into it. It's not a good ball, but
they're running out of time. They've got 3 minutes left to
plus
get
added time. How much added time do you think there's going to be?
Do you know what? As a neutral, you'd like 5 or 6 minutes, but there's probably going to be 1 or 2, and
I think 3.
You can see there Marcelo on the bench just getting a bit frustrated here, and they have been quite frustrated to watch Real Madrid because
I mean, if they don't win this game, there'll be a lot of fans that are not liking this, are they?
Yeah, I think there'll be a lot of fans calling for Zidane's head again.
Yeah.
Pressure's building, and they're coming forward here. Sevilla again, left wing flicked to Asuma Idrissi. This could be a perfect time for him to put his name in lights. He flicks the ball into the box, trying to get it towards Fernando. It's come down in the end. Still could be an opportunity here. Flick towards I think the path of En-Nesyri, and
Fernando was tripped in the box by Lucas Vazquez.
He's not waving anything there for a penalty, ref. I think it's very slight touch, isn't it?
He's looking for it.
Yeah,
he's looking for it. But I mean, will the VAR even check? They are checking it.
I'd be surprised if this
did he say no? Did he say no like they've already checked, or was he saying like just wait, I'm checking it?
I think no, he said it's been checked and they're going to play on. But I think, as you said, he was biting into that, wasn't it? I thought it was a slip initially in the box, but
well, we're going to see it again here. There is slight contact with his arm. He's looking for it, isn't he?
The thing is, you look at that, Lucas Vazquez has no intent there of going in for a tackle.
No.
So I think if you look at it in that respect, he's got no intent of going for the ball.
No, you are right. You are right.
So I think it'd be very harsh for that to be given as a penalty in the end. But they've got a minute and 10 seconds left of normal time, maybe a minute extra of additional. But the ball's been given away here.
He's won. He's going for his back pocket. Vinicius Junior.
Yellow card there.
Is that not his second yellow?
And that won't be second yellow because he didn't get the card earlier for the tackle,
for the
did
studs. I thought he looked like he was, the way the ref was going, he was going to send him off there.
And well, he does get a touch on the ball in the end.
I don't think that's a foul.
I think that's very harsh, to be honest.
I think he's won the ball there.
Yeah, I thought he got the ball first.
The ref's got 1-1 for this game on a bet.
I think he might have indeed a free kick just in the defensive half of play for Sevilla. It's going to be taken short. Still a little bit of time left in this game for what would be a dramatic equaliser in the context of the Liga right now. And well, he's still in the defensive half of play, and it's a mistake at the back from Koundé, and this could be a good chance, but
Bunau's going to get
should get the ball, and he's going to be a bit more comfortable this time on the ball. He is indeed. He's going to flick it towards Goodell, who's playing as a centre back. How much time do you think there'll be left in this?
About 3 minutes or so, but they've given it away again, and there's a good chance here. Look at the space for the Real Madrid players. Toni Kroos has found Vinicius Junior. Such a poor touch.
Very poor touch indeed, although Ferland Mendy.
But he's given it away.
This could be a good chance, and this is an opportunity to come forward, and there's a few numbers forward here for Sevilla. Great tackle in the end there. Complaints from, I think it was Campos, and 3 minutes of additional time.
I was right.
I thought that was a good tackle in the end. Maybe I'm horribly wrong, but Real Madrid just slowing it down.
It was just the way the ball moved. What should I say? The lack of movement from the ball after the tackle was made. But Sevilla now, it is make or break time. They've got to try and get men forward, try and get a point out of this game at least.
Well, they're coming forward now. Another big opportunity maybe in this game. There's 3 players occupying inside the box right now. I think Diego Carlos is one of them who's come forward as a makeshift striker now.
Diego Carlos went off, Josh.
Oh, did he? My bad.
It's Fernando.
Fernando went off. Not off, still on the pitch. Fernando is a striker right now. Going to be a chance here for Alex Vidal. Lays the ball off to Idrissi. Now it's into Fernando. Godelj. Fernando. Edge of the box. Just so compact right now, Real Madrid.
There's a chance for the counter here. And it's on, and it's Vinicius Junior. And there's so much space for him to run into. I think Koundé's going to get to him. Koundé trying to close the gap off, but Vinicius Junior.
Yeah, they made it
to
awkward.
Benzema.
Still going to make
oh
my lord.
It's wide. Very, very, very wide.
Very poor indeed. Mama MBOUP has joined the stream. He says, merci. Thank you very much for joining us. Hope you're good as always. But very poor there from Benzema. And another big opportunity.
Poor. Just got to get it downfield now. A minute and a half left.
Nervous. They've probably got one more opportunity in this game if they're lucky. It's Fernando who's coming forward here, lays the ball into the path of Oliver Torres, who's going to hit this long, and it's a little chance for Courtois.
It's not a good ball.
He's going to just sit on the floor and waste some time here. And
they've had their chances. They have had their chances, Sevilla. The overhead kick from Campos, the overhead kick from De Jong, the chance from Suso. They have had their chances, and Real Madrid, apart from the couple in the first half, have not really made anything in the second half.
No, it'll be one of those games I think they will look at and say, have we not got a point or 3 points in this? Real Madrid have looked not convincing today, but they've still got a chance. 50 seconds left. One more opportunity maybe in this game. On the right-hand side is, I believe it's Jesus Navas. Ball flicked into the box. Maybe a chance there for En-Nesyri, but Courtois will sit down this time and hold the ball.
That should be probably game, I think.
I think it will be indeed, and big opportunities for Sevilla, and they've flustered it.
They have.
And what a game next week, and I think Real facing Atletico in the Madrid derby might be one of the games we cover, I think, potentially.
Is that a watch-along, Josh?
I think it might be. And
is there time for potential? No, there isn't.
There isn't. The referee blows his whistle early.
He's blown it 3 seconds early.
Could have been a chance for Gadelge there with 3 seconds left, but that is that. Full-time whistle is blown, and Sevilla have lost to Real Madrid 1-0, and you've got to say, Kieren, not a convincing performance from Real Madrid, but champions-elect. They have to go out there and win games like this.
Yeah, it's a sign of a good team if you can win and not play well. But, I mean, for Sevilla, there's some positives they can take out of the game. They just maybe weren't the sharpest in front of goal, but they didn't play bad by any sense of the imagination. They could have won that game had it gone differently.
I think they were the better of the two sides, but ultimately in the end, Vinicius Jr. there with the goal to win the game. Luka Modric has been given the king of the match, which...
Not sure I agree with that.
I disagree with that as well, to be honest.
I don't really think anybody played well, I'm not going to lie.
I would have probably said maybe Diego Carlos was all right when he was on the pitch.
That's the thing, though, you can't give it to the losing team, can you? That's. But then who did play well for Real Madrid? Nobody really.
Yeah, it's one of those games where Sevilla, they'll be thoroughly disappointed they've not got a point or 3 points at least in this match. But either way, it goes down as a Bono own goal. Won't be classed as Vinicius Jr.'s goal in the end. Real Madrid with a big 3 points. And, of course, it's a big season-defining week for them as well because they've now got to face off against Gladbach in the pretty much winner-takes-all Champions League match on, I think it's Tuesday night, and then they face Atletico Madrid in the Madrid derby next week. Big game.
Yeah, big weeks for them, and from one team with a big week coming up to another team with a big week coming up. Red Bull Salzburg, Rebel Leipzig.
It was beautiful.
Rebel Leipzig.
Beautiful there. You nearly got it. It is the next game coming up in a moment is Bayern versus Leipzig. Going to be a big game indeed, and as I said, that is in around 5 to 10 minutes time. That's going to be Kieren L and Rowan covering that game, so we get to sit back and watch that in peace. But that is at quarter
I get
past
to watch
5.
Man United.
Oh yeah, of course, Man United. 5:15 for that. They'll be on in about 5 or 10 minutes with that match, and then the other games going on will be live. I'll be live with Tottenham Arsenal 4:15 on twitch.tv/the top corner. Groups E to H on Tuesday at 7:45 in the Champions League, and then on Wednesday it's Groups A to D. Winner takes all. Some big games going on in the Champions League this weekend. And then other action not in football. We've got the Shakhtar Grand Prix watch along for the F1 tomorrow. That's Roman live at 5 on the YouTube channel. Keep your eyes out for that. And then the World Darts Championship starts on the 15th of December. That is day number 1 from 5:50. First game at 6 o'clock. Should be good indeed. But as for now, thank you very much, Kieren, as always.
Thank you for having me, Josh.
Thank you very much. We didn't get as many goals as we'd like to, but it was a very good game.
That's different for us. We only had 1 goal.
Exactly. It's very rare we only get 1 goal in the game, but as for now, thank you once again.
Thank you very much,
keep your eyes out on the channel. Ronan and Kieren will be live in about 5 to 10 minutes with Bayern Leipzig. But have a fantastic morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever you are. And we hope to see you again soon. See you later.
Bye.